Creator, the supreme Creator of the heavens and the earth. And to him we owe everything that we are. And upon him and to him does every honor and glory belong to. This is Radio Biafra. As I wait.
Good evening, fellow comrades and lovers of freedom across the globe. This is Biafra Media, and my name is Amazi George Chukwume. I reside here in the United Kingdom, and it's 39 minutes on top of the hour, 8 p.m. here in the United Kingdom. Presumably the same 39 minutes on top of 9 p.m. on the holy land of Biafra this evening. We are on Alpha Power Media. I oblige and I thank our comrades that was in Biafra Radio this evening, giving a testimony. The testimony must continue. We are not provocating because at the end of the day, the story must be told. This evening, the reason why I'm here this evening is to address a very wayward and hopeless individual that doesn't, uphold any ethic of his profession, if he have one. It could have been easy that he's a native doctor in a village. I could swallow it. But when you presume that you're a lawyer and you don't know the decorums, you sign, there's code of conduct. As a lawyer, there's things you don't say outside, the confidentiality of your client is very pivotal. We all have been into different countries and we have a personal lawyer. It depends on what you do in life. But this evening, like I rightly said on the flyer, because when we come here, we come with evidence. We don't just accuse, we don't just talk, we don't rant, we don't hide our faces and be ranting. When we want to speak, we speak unequivocal, without no apology to any bagger. I have to quote my leader. Now, this individual, we have to go back from the beginning, like as we said. I remember when he came out and threatening Aloy Ejimako. Aloy Ejimako is one of a million. I have to say that. I'm not praising him. When you say, if you do good. And moreover, he's an employee to IPOB, to Mazem Nandekano. Every single individual work for us. So there's no affiliation whatsoever. And you should not allow sentiment to overcloud your intelligence or your profession. You must remain professional in everything you do. In this country, when you want to apply for a job, they will ask you, how do you handle pressure? If you're under pressure, doesn't mean you go out and ranting like a mad dog. A mediocre, in quote. Now, the reason why I titled this The Dilemma of a Failed Crooked Lawyer, Ifeanyi Ejiofor was nobody before he came through the back door in IPOB. Regardless the testimony he gave on the radio, Mazen Nandekano, imagine, you are representing a client still sitting down in DSS dungeon. You have the temerity. Even there's a point he said that Onyendu will not authorize him to say, but you going contrary. Some of you moronic does not even understand the word he said because they asked him so many questions he couldn't answer. That's why I said, we want you to cast that stone first, then we will bury you alive. This program is going to bury Ejiofor and his generation. This is episode 1. And I'm not going to spend more than episode 3 on him because tonight I want to lay foundation. Very, very pivotal. From the beginning, we don't just say things. Before we say it, we'll give you evidence. Now, Ifeanyi Ejiofor have projected himself as the main enemy and the cankerworm that have entered IPOB from the back door, from the onset. And I will explain tonight to you. Like I said, we don't just accuse people. We don't call names. We don't say things without giving you evidence. Now, before I will play his dilemma in the Saboteur Radio, no longer Radio Biafra, because I don't represent Biafran people, I want to show you, because, black man, when you say if you want to hide something for black man, put it in writing. On this platform, everything, if you go to UK Media or Alpha Power Media, go and watch every single program we have made from the day we emerge to question the nefarious act of this enemy within IPOB, those that came to kill Mazen and destroy IPOB within. There's nothing we have said we have not fact checked. I don't have personal issue with anybody, but when you cross the line, like you see, you think he can look at, if you look through dictionary, you can write whatever. Ejimako have crossed the Rubicon. But look at it ran for 3 hours. Ejimako tweeted only one tweet. One tweet destroyed everything. You have all this jump up, include Ejiofor. Canon Takano in the other hands is somewhere. I will bring all this. Like I said, I want to lay a foundation because I don't want to jump. I don't want to be very, very hurry in this program. After this program, Ejiofor will not exist anymore because I thought, like we said, forget about the one doing saga. We don't do saga. People that are making in cynical comments, to get no, that's not what we're doing here. What we do here is that what we do, what we do is that we bring, when you want a dog, if you anytime you put in any stuff on the dog, you must show it to him so he maybe pinching here or her. Now, what I'm saying is this: Ejiofor, before I start playing his voice. And the funny thing, I want to make a disclaimer here for every Biafran listening to me, because today I get a call from our brothers from Liverline, and so many people are apprehensive. Now, imagine someone that purportedly projects himself to be IPOB lawyer, came on the so-called radio, presumably they projected to be our mouthpiece, which is not anymore. Now, a clown is intervening him, which he doesn't show his face. All this shenanigan. The person running them is the guy that owns this guy they call Moses. This guy is the one making ends meet out of the blood of IPOB. They project his picture on Facebook, and the other man is somewhere else ranting under pseudo and saying all manner of garbage. I did a program about 747,000 that Madam Oyibo, all of them, including Ejiofor, shared. I will now tell you the genesis. I want to read that particular memo. And tonight, I'm going to read the official press release that Bufem gave Ejiofor to withdraw from the legal team, because Ejiofor was embodiment. Because Ejiofor is a common criminal. How can you are being charged? Onyendu has no criminal record. How can you, as a criminal, be defending someone that is not a criminal? How can you fathom that? Bruce Fein came all the way from America. The question, the person asking you question, he wasn't asking you question. He was looking for a place to come and do politics, which is the person that sent him to school. I literally brought up, grew up, in Idemili. So I know Orifite very, 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 very well. I know Orifite very, 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 very well. All my younger ones went to Orifite boys. So I can tell you for free, it's a place I knew well. Now, the politics is trying to rope IPOB into his own, demented way of life, because you're a lawyer. But he's still scrubbing in your village with unknown. And the man in question is the man that contributed into your education. And you're a lawyer today, which you don't even know what your profession is, because a lawyer cannot keep confidentiality. I don't know what that lawyer is. Can't you see Ejimako? I'm not trying to blow his horn here. But listen, a lawyer Ejimako, Onyendu is a spirit. He knows everything. He knows everybody. Even upon his ranting, he tweeted one tweet and came back and told you what Onyendu told him. But he said in your broadcast that Onyendu will not want you to, say things you're saying on the platform he built with his blood and the blood of our people. Mazen Nankan slept in the city of London because of Radio Biafra. He had the nerve to sit down in that same platform and malign our leader. He said it with your mouth that Onyendu is not approval of what you're doing. But of course, you want to tell Biafra, as what? Are you a member of IPOB Ejiofor? I'm asking a very pertinent question, because what you're projecting as if you're not a member of IPOB. If you're one, tell me your zone and show us the receipt you've been paying money since you joined. And who took your oath? You are A lawyer that came through back door. I will tell you how he came to IPOB. Forget about who recommended you, but your record, we have it. You see, Obete is 1,000 times better than you because we know his objective when he came. Even Uchemo, the former deputy Uchemo, but is his friend, childhood friend. When this whole saga started, Uchemo for himself backed up. Even he was the man standing there. He backed up. But you came through the back door and it's questionable. And we have to go through this thing, itemize them tonight. Like I said, we don't just come out and talk. We talk when it's necessary. But I said, I will bury you with episode 1 and 2, 3 because I will give every evidence. And it's there for you to watch. What we say is going to be in archive. Our children, my kids are here. I have kids here. I have kids in Africa. They will grow up and watch it. You understand what I'm saying? Now, let me come down and show you guys. First of all, I want to play a short. This audio is about 20-something minutes, but I want Madam Oyibo to speak before I will read. The person that Madam Oyibo is talking to is our former U.S. National Secretary, Latina McPeters, because she was born in America. She's not a typical African person, so he couldn't butt over. And she was very steadfast, and she made herself, and she resigned. Now, I have the document here. I want that voice to play because the document that started all the mayhem in IPOB was drafted by Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Remember when this guy asked him, how did he get in contact with Bruce Frame? He never answered that question. He said some people. He never mentioned the people. He want to come out to talk. Who was the people that introduced you to Bruce Frame? Bruce Frame is an American. What does he need from you? You give him visa to come and do what in Nigeria? It has been contracted to come and do a work because it's only them can speak. Look at Amnesty. It's only Americans who will speak. You listen. They are the one that this survey found out that 75% of Igbo people as a tribe encompasses in Nigeria have been maltreated, which I say is 100%. Because no Igbo man will come out and tell me that he has not been maltreated in Nigeria one way or the other. Even those saboteurs, even those slave leaking assets. So I want to play that audio for 5 minutes, and I'm going to read the reason why I'm laying the foundation. I don't want to rush it because I got a lot of things to talk about and to prove to you. Ejiofor came out and ranting, shouting. I think when you shout on the radio, a dead radio, then everybody will run away. Ejimako have told you that Onyendu instructed him, but that is Ejimako. Our job here is to expose you, including your house. He said they burned your house. We will show you your house when he was born and prior after he was born. That's why he was born. We will tell you all these things. We don't need to say them. We want to show the world for them to see. Because you need even qualify to be a native doctor. You're not qualified to be a native doctor. Because you don't know what your professions are. You say you're a lawyer. You're a lawyer. And you are tapping into your client's affair. How does that add up? I don't understand it. I don't understand that. Someone need to explain this to me. But I will leave it there. Let's listen to Madam Oyibo, conversation between Madam Oyibo and Latina McPeters, please. Let's listen.
I'm so sorry. You know my phone. I know you understand. Okay, luckily, the person that called me, honey, I have been very frustrated. You see, since yesterday, I'm honestly very frustrated. So maybe if I found somehow, some certain things I don't have. But right now, thank God that you said what you said. So when the person that called me, I asked him the question. I said, I have one of our financial secretary, national financial secretary, that asking me, there has to be, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I answered the question that I asked you based on what I know. But correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. What you are asking me is that you want to know, you want to have or see the document that gave me authorized representative. Is that what you're looking for, honey?
Yes, the one that was the one that the lawyer gave you.
Yeah, the one that the one that that they have to give me that authorization. Okay,
yes,
good.
yes.
Because
For some of you listening, the lawyer they are referring to is Ifeanyi Ejiofor. I want you to pay attention. You know, our people don't keep memories. And the reason why I'm going this back, I'm retracting to this level is that I want to start from the beginning. I don't want to read the memo without hearing this voice. And the voice that I'm saying here is Latina McPeters, while questioning about Madam Oyibo's legitimacy of having the power of attorney over Mazi Nnamdi, giving him the power of attorney to take over IPOB. That is why the lady was very, 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 curious to know exactly where that power came from. Some of you questioning about what is it called? Nnemeka Ejiofor's memo. You will hear when she says she wants a letter heading from the attorney's office. Every single one of you claiming you went to school, those that are shouting they love Mazi Nnamdi, when someone used a letter heading, especially a solicitor in a country or a lawyer or attorney, depending on where you reside, how the pronouns they use on to identify these individuals. You must not question that because it's legitimized by the. Once you see letter heading, you don't question that because you can always refer back to it. Very, very important. So I want you to pay attention on this voice. I will leave it about 6 minutes before I read the so-called guiding principle. Then I will move on, please. Very important.
when you asked me the question, I said to you, my answer there was more for me and you, that my dear sister, all we know is that we are financial secretary and financial treasurer. Whatever they gave me is what I gave you. And what I give you is what I have. But you were asking me about the document that actually that can prove that I am the one that there was authorized.
Right, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. No. That's not the one. See, in our meeting, after we had that meeting, remember after the meeting, the emergency meeting we had with the lawyer, after he made all of that stuff in the statement, you said, can you please give that to me in a memo? He was supposed to give you that in a memo, in a header from his attorney, from that attorney's office.
Do you listen to what the lady says? From a header, meaning letter heading, because she's an American. A header to prove that is official. Because if Nnemeka Ejiofor could have lied against our leader with his letter heading, you know what that means? That's a crime. That's a fraud. You can't do that. It's not verbal. It's not some people say, when say no. When an attorney or a lawyer, a solicitor, writes a letter on behalf of his client or a memo, he dare question that. Any single human being that questions that is a non-entity. Put me anyway. That's why I want to look at all of you. You see, the world is watching with keen interest, and they knew how ridiculous our people can be. This is the girl that was born in America, and he's questioning Lita Ezeisi to get a letter heading of approval that Onyendu gave her the power of attorney to take over IPOB, and she couldn't provide it. But we are getting somewhere, please.
Okay, if that's what you're looking for.
Yes,
He didn't
because that's it. I have been getting harassed by my members asking me for this information because nobody wants to put it. It's just I can't. I can show them the information you gave me. I can show them that information, but right now it's like.
Really? Okay, listen to me now. Let me tell you. I asked that question because I did not want to do anything without putting in writing. He said, yes, there is something put in writing. So after the meeting, my dear sister, the man called me and said, where is your email? And he wanted the email. Well, he has the email of the other lawyer because they are supposed to receive the same thing. And those are supposed to receive the same thing. I gave my email. They have the lawyer email. So he took that thing. And I was like waiting for the memo. I never received. So
who made up the memo?
Listen, let me finish so you can understand me. Then I gave him my email and the lawyer's email. So when I called him, when I waited for him like on Monday, then I went on the air. After the meeting, I'm still promoting the liaison. I got so upset. I called them again. I said, where is the who's supposed to be sending this? I thought you're supposed to send me something that I can use to go and open your.
You know, when someone is lying, this is a girl that was born in America that wants to serve our country. This is how these people have really called themselves in presence of everybody. People are watching. And how is the world is going to be sympathized to us? Look at how gibberish this old woman is talking because she knows she's a criminal. She's aided and abetted in all this crime. They're the one that sold our leader. But look at, you can see the pressure she's going through because this young lady pinned her on a very crucial point, asking a fundamental question. And this is a question when you pray to them, they say, oh, if it's Onyendi, are you going to answer asking the same question? You're not Onyendi, you will not be Onyendi. All of us has been designated with a task. All of us walk under Mazen Namdekan. Not you. You can't presume whom you are not. It is unfathomable. You cannot fathom it in another generation. Not even in your entire generation, it wouldn't happen. Because people like us will not even, if you exist, I don't know, I don't give a monkey's about it. But you can hear this old woman gibbishing, and she can't even comprehensively answer a very straightforward question because she's a pathological liar. Listen, there's a point I want to make. It doesn't matter if it's 6 minutes. This first program I can lay the foundation then before I throw the bombshell. I don't really care, you know.
He said yes. Look at how, that's when he started explaining to me that draft will come to me after those who put it in the IPOB this thing and sign it. That's when he's going to give me that signed one because of what is going on with.
I don't know if you're paying attention. This pressure has gone to the extent that now she's confessing to the lady what has transpired. Because this was still 2021. Then Chikedozie were not there to question things because he didn't know the position of our leader. He refused to use our official letterheading to write this memo I'm going to read. Furthermore, I want you to listen to what the lady is going to say because I want you to listen to this audio before I read the memo. I'm going to read that memo. Like I said, I can use today to do lay the foundation of this particular process. Now, because Ejiofor, even the Nigerian government already know. You see when he is bragging about Anambra State, even Soludo is an educated man. So he's living in abroad. So people that is educated that understand how things work. When they look you from far, they will know. Ejiofor is limited. Education is based in Nigeria. Even if you are a son or a professor in Nigeria, if you come to this country, I swear to God, you're going to end up cleaning toilet here. Unless you have to go back to school again. If you're not getting any. Nobody send you message. Which is if you come here, I don't want to talk anymore. Let's move on.
Behind him in Nigeria, he cannot use his own whatever to write him. All he did was that he writes.
Okay, he's saying Nigeria he cannot use because it was a fraudulent activity. Ejiofor couldn't have used his letterhead to write this memo. I'm going to tell you the reason why all these things is happening. And all these things are happening, Ejiofor never get in contact with my husband because I will give you a precise time and date frame of what transpired on all this period. You see, like he was talking, every single thing he said a couple of days ago, he shot himself in the foot. As he's saying it, he's actually indicting himself more. And that's what prompted me that this program must go on. Because we are waiting for him. What are you going to say about Ejimako? He has nothing to say. International community reference on the success of Ejimako is there. It's not me. Even the memo of Javas from Texas, reference from things from happened, the person that interfacing with international community, even United Nations Working Group, is Ejimako. It's on record. But we'll get there. I want you to pay attention, please. Very, very important. Very, very important.
A draft of what our leader wants. Send it to a dossier. Tell a dossier to take that draft. That draft does not have his letterhead or anything. Take the draft and put it in IPOB letterhead and sign it. Then give Madam Yubo his own copy to use to make an account and give the lawyer his own copy to keep for our leader. That's what. Then they continue to do up and up and up. Never do it.
Right. So who wrote?
Because a Doziem couldn't have done that then. Did I not say it? He couldn't have done that then. But after all this whole thing, listen to what happened then.
So wait a minute. That's what I'm saying. Wait a minute. So who wrote the memo that you gave me? If you haven't been able.
Let me tell you what happened. When a Doziem could not do that, then I was crying because some people were calling me and cussing me out. Some people were abusing me and threatening and all that. I started on Sunday of that week. I honestly was heartbroken and crying. I called the Jaffa and I called the US.
You listening? She mentioned her name, Ejiofor. Rita SEC called Ejiofor. I want you to make sure you note this particular phrase, Ejiofor. All the conversation lawyer is seeing that couldn't use a letter heading. He says Ejiofor. Now she mentioned, that's why I said, I want to play this particular audio before I will read the memo verbatim tonight. Ejiofor. These things are happening. I will the date. I think it is still in July. In July, barely a couple weeks, Onyendu was rendition. All this whole travesty went on. Now, I want you, because it's not something that we just said and wash away. Ejiofor name was mentioned. Very, very important. Note it down as we move forward.
Lawyers, I was crying on the phone. I said, I don't know what to do. Those years have not given me the papers and I have not opened the account. Many of my people are very confused. People are cutting me out. I don't know what else to do. That's when the lawyer in USA told Jaffa, there is something our leader signed with us that gave Madam Oyibo authorized representative. And Jaffa said, really? If I knew that such a thing was there, I wouldn't even go through a dossier. I would go through you guys. Because the only reason why I went to a dossier was we are trying to use IPOB letterhead. If I knew that I saw that the dossier would be because as the HOD, so he can sign it and start standing it. That's the only reason why he went to the dossier. So the lawyer, Jaffa, told the lawyer in USA, activate it. Please activate it. So they are the one that activated this because.
Okay, so the lawyers here in America are the ones that did it.
Activated it, yes.
Okay. What they sent you a letter?
With both of them.
Right. Okay.
And this thing.
Right. So.
Listen. I want you guys to understand that because this lady allowed this woman to run her like a mad dog because she's lying. And after she would throw a very pertinent question. Now, she said that the lawyer in the US said that Onyendu signed something that gave Madam Oyibo the power of attorney. That thing that Onyendu signed was not made public. I want you to pay attention and listen to the question the lady is going to ask her and her response to it. Very important. I think I'm going to leave this about 8 minutes before I move to the memo itself, and I'll have to read it. Now let's listen, please.
That means that. All right. So that means that they had a document that was signed, that was on a letterhead for the lawyer.
By our leader. There is a document they have that's signed by a leader that gave that to represent.
Okay, the affidavit. It was where's the affidavit? You're talking about the affidavit.
So that's what, based on what you said.
You see, life is a bitch. This lady, right? This lady must be honored. This Latina marketers, I don't know who she is, but she must be honored because her name will be remembered. Mark my words somewhere. You see, when this woman is talking, you don't understand that this is a stark illiterate. I'm sorry to use this word, but she's a stark illiterate. And she don't even understand how she's indicting herself. Now, she said that there was a document signed by our leader that gave her the power of attorney. And the woman now made it easier. If it is an affidavit that Onyendu allowed you to do something on his behalf, where is the affidavit? If it's something like that existed, as you have proclaimed, I want you to pay attention. I don't want to say this from my mouth. That's why I started with this particular audio. Very, very pivotal and important to all of us. Listen. Now, listen to the argument. Because after this, I will read. Like I said.
Now, Madam Latina, I only want you to please understand the whole story so that you cannot get confused and you're thinking that I have something that I'm not telling you, I'm not answering you. I'm telling you what I know. Now, please, after this story, you're going to tell me that you understand what I mean. Please, or you're going to say what you understand. So I'm 100% sure that you understand what I mean. It was the only reason that made these lawyers, four of them, to even do anything else because our people were calling me on Friday and they were calling me all kind of name. Some people record something and some people are confused. Some people were saying, where are we going to put the money? I didn't know what to do. I started calling a phone and calling this lawyer. They were only lying. I was crying and said, if you guys want to help me now, help me. Because I don't know what else to do. I do not know. I don't know.
Ejiofor name has been mentioned second time. But remember, in this charade that he went, they asked him, how did you meet Bruce Fame? He never answered that question. I want you to continue listening. Very important.
Why Edosia has not signed the paper for me to go and open an account? They keep delaying it. So this is when the lawyer in USA said there is something, information that's signed by our leader that gave me authorized representative. So immediately Ejiofor heard that. Ejiofor said, if I knew that such a thing is, I would not go through a dossier. Because Ejiofor had been calling a dossier every day. And the dossier keeps saying tomorrow. So now we know a dossier doesn't want to do this. So the lawyer said, okay, you need to activate that authorized representative so that Madam Oyibo can now sign for our leader. Because our leader is not sign for since our leader gave him authorization with the signature of our leader. So Madam Oyibo can go sign for our leader and use that paper to be able to open an account. And that's what they did. And that's how I get the thing. Okay? So, because remember,
right. So if that's what, wait a minute, but that's what was given to you. Where is that information? Can you send it to me?
Which information?
The one that
gave me authorization?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm telling you now. So long as the lawyer says yes, you can go to Department of Justice. You can go. It's actually official document. That is.
Now I will stop this audio here because this audio is in Biafra Alpha Power Media, UK Media. We can repost it with the document again for people to get access to it if you wish to. Now. The woman shot herself in the foot and she could not give evidence of how Onyendu signed any document. Onyendu never signed anything. All this whole thing was cooked up. It was a fraudulent activity that Ejiofor perpetrated against our leader and IPOB at large. And I will prove them tonight to you. But the reason why I allow this to excel is because I want to lay a foundation to you to understand. Maybe when I'm reading the memo, because there's something fundamentally wrong with our people. And it's only Chukwu Kabiama can help us. Because at the end of the day, when Nemeke Ejiofor came out to issue a voice note concerning the impediment of the issue when they were trying to enforce it at home. Everybody jumped up because they knew those that were in charge has failed themselves. But the moment he wasn't favored them, everybody kicked against whatever Nemeke Ejiofor said. But you know, the reason why I'm bringing this back tonight is because this young lady insisted that she wants to see a header, which is mean letter heading, because she's American. Now, I hope all of you have listened to the voice that I just played. And like I said, we're going to make it available for you again. It's our job to do so. But let me read to you. Chikedozium is the enemy at the gate. So, let me actually read that particular document we're talking about, because this is not, you could see the argument there. The lady was asking a question, right? So, I'll definitely make it easier for everybody to see. Now, the reason why I'm reading this is that if you pay attention when the lady was talking, the lady said she was asking for a header. And Madam Oyibo said that Chikedozium refused to use IPOB official letterheading to write this. But when Ejiofor, as she said, now this is what the story she's cooking to telling this lady, because this lady was the United States National Financial Secretary. So they have to pass through her, because when they started this onslaught, so they want to buy everybody. You can see the way she was trying to cajole the lady. The lady refused, and she recorded her. That's how we get to all these voice notes. Now, when they felt that they couldn't get that letterheading, because you can see on the screen, it said indigenous people of Biafra worldwide. This is not IPOB official letterheading. As you can see, Litezi, aka Madam Oyibo, pay attention to the fraud a dossier committed against IPOB and her leadership. Very important. Now, he said guidance principles. He said guidance principles. I want to read this verbatim. And before I start reading this, I want you to pay attention that the person that gave this to Madam Oyibo was Ifeanyi Ejiofor. And Ifeanyi Ejiofor never had any contact with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on this time. I will tell you the precise time Ejiofor actually get to Onyendu, see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu 101. So I will take it, like I said, maybe this program will take it to 3 episodes for obvious reasons. Now, I want to read this verbatim, like I said. And it reads, one second. And it reads, the following principle will guide the activities of IPOB until further notice as directed by my client. Who wrote this? Yeah, even the English we told you that it's not an American lawyer that drafted this. This English is not an American lawyer that drafted, right? And one thing you must take home is that anytime you see somebody write something, say, until further notice is a decree. Is a decree by my client. This thing that they wrote here, she said that Onyendu signed something that gave her the power of authorization, and she couldn't provide it. But I'm giving you the heading of this, so guidance principles by my client Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. A, all contribution donations, fundraising, monthly maintenance. We don't have monthly maintenance, and as an IPOB, what we have is a monthly due. That's already show you that this has got nothing to do with IPOB. It's nothing like monthly maintenance in IPOB. We have monthly dues, because when you ascribing in a sentence to organization and you fail to use the right one, means that you are far-fetched from the reality. Now, including but not limited to ESN money in Italian account. You see, Italy. That is why when we are doing the episode in it, people don't understand why Italy was pivotal to them. Why they plotted, what is it called? Chidinma Nworu. Chinasa Nworu lived in Kuwait. That Chinasa Nworu cannot show us receipt he has paid before. or even Kuwait has faced before. He cannot show us how many people that are doing Biafra in Kuwait. So I don't understand how his involvement in what we do. Now, translating letter in Italy while he lives in Kuwait, he lives in desert, and translating letter that people are living in Europe. It is a mind-boggling. But we'll get to that. Now, underline the word, as I said, I want to take my time because I have my reason for this. This is not about, this is a program. If you don't like it, you can hit the rock. I don't really give a monkeys about it. But the fact is that the fact more is, fact check everything we say here, very important. He said, no limited money in the Italian account and from IPOB worldwide account goes into the US national account under the US financial department. I don't know when we have US. If you say US financial department, limited, because we have financial department worldwide that are led by our financial head, which is Madam Nenianya, appointed by Mazen Namdekan, which is IPOB worldwide ESL central account. That is where this woman withdraw the money that was in that account prior before Onyendu was rendition. Because I spoke to somebody here in UK. Onyendu ordered that woman to pay this money into the LSC account, the account in Los Angeles. Madam Oyibo said yes, because the person came in conference and said, Madam Oyibo said yes to Onyendu. But when Onyendu turned his back, the woman was doing something different because they knew Onyendu was going to be kidnapped. Because all of them were talking to Onyendu when Onyendu was in Kenya. Now, and he said, okay, Mazen account and worldwide central account till further notice. This is decree. Every contribution, including but not limited to dues. He still talk about dues here. He's bringing dues, but he said monthly maintenance, contradiction. Dues from IPOB, that's the right word you should have used from day one. Not America. Continental goes directly into the same USA account managed by Mazen Nandekan appointed financial officers until further notice. But it doesn't matter who Onyendu made financial officer in any country, but we have a financial head. And Onyendu made it abundantly clear that any account that Madam Nenianya cannot see, that account, he doesn't trust it, and that account must be shut down. That is a standing order. All this whole thing, I want you to go back and read and understand why I want to start from the beginning. And B said, the USA 4 region will be supervised by Mazen DBC Ejase, the IPOB USA Central Region coordinator, to ensure that all region coordinators are in compliance till further notice. And C, IPOB head of finance should limit her contacts to the national finance department of each country. And now you ask yourself question. Chika Paul Edoziem, aka the vegetable, the enemy at the gate, the chronicle of a saboteur, knew, because when he could not get them, our letterheading, he's still on the background. Because they sent errand boy to attack Madam Nenianya about Madam Nenianya is holding ESN money. ESN money has never went to Germany. And the welfare money goes to, we don't have ESN money in Italy. It was welfare fund, not ESN. The only country we have account that bear ESN was America. And before they created Umbrella account, which 747,000 they embezzled, it more money. We'll give you time and figures. Now, if all these mushrooms are telling financial head that she should limit her contact to her insubordinate. So, Chika Paul Edoziem, how do you fathom this or explain this to a layman to understand that if Madam Anya would limit herself concerning finance, and he knew it, he said nothing. Because this document sent to you, Latina, Peter sent this particular document to you. All these documents, which are about 20-something pages, was on your table. He did nothing. He saw this written. Without letterhead, you refuse to give, but you condone it because you are part of the whole plan. The whole thing you're involved in it. So I want to ask you a very simple question. So how do you now portray yourself as head of the state of state? Because, one thing that baffles me is that I have never had Madam Nyanya for one day said, you know what, don't listen to head of the state of state. I never had that. Because if he said that to me, I'll question. But I even had someone that is lower than Madam Nyanya telling us don't listen to Madam Nyanya, just like what they're written here. So it was according to what they agree, but the thing is that Chike doesn't want to, because if you have used IPOB as a heading from the beginning, it will be obvious. Some people will look at it and say, oh, they say Chike didn't want to use that as a heading, but it was part of the whole process. It's very, very important to understand this. And must not have any direct contact with any IPOB state zoner and unit financial officer of any country. When he said this to someone heading a financial head, now you ordering her not to do her job. You are not the one that put her in that position. I want you guys to understand where our problem started. That is why, because if you listen to Geoffrey blabbing for 3 hours, that's emotional distress. That's why I call him his own dilemma. The man is finished. He can never, he's a deadbeat. Because even in the zoo, no person will want to associate with a Geoffrey. And he knows it. We'll get to that. Now, this said, account statement, spreadsheet, donor slip, or any IPOB document must be given to the IPOB Asset and Funds Recovery Officer. If you remember who this position was given, we don't know. But it was when Onyendu was rendition who had this was Neri of Febu. The same people that carried the attack on IPOB finance. You remember when in 9 they projected that IPOB, when they created a RIPOB and TRIPOB, it didn't work. But now they harmonized it. That's what I told you. See all the people jumping up and down, creating things that were there before. But these are contractors. These are the fifth colonies. When demanded or asked, the account will be audited and closed if there is any misappropriation of IPOB funds. That's what I said. Whenever you see a blackmailer, a thief, they are the first people pointing finger on people. Very, very important. Every fundraising activities must be approved by IPOB Finance and Audit Department. Imagine. Contrary to what Mazen Nandekanics told us. But we told us the Onyendu said that DOS, when Onyendu is not there, is DOS. But they're telling me to accept another financial head when Mazen Nandekanics told us Madam Nyanya is a financial head. I don't understand how this whole thing works, the process. And we pick and choose what to believe, what not to believe, or to the core. I don't understand. Now, it is very clear that every fundraising activities must, that's why Chike Doziem projected Otinabani. Even mentioned it on the radio that Otinabani now foresee ESN fundraising. Otinabani has been involved in finance even when Onyendu was here. But some of us then was like, his European rep, maybe there's distress with our people. They will call from back, asking money. We have evidence of money we have given. Which Onyendu have come to radio say, no, it doesn't matter, no principal servant. We mandate anybody to contribute a dime without the concept of the financial head. But it's here. They said that it is IPOB Financial and Audit Department, which is Neri Ofebu and Lite Zeisi. And the same thing Chike Doziem did with his brother, Austin Abba, and the nitwit himself. I just want you guys to pay very close attention. And FCL, Rita Ezeisi, is a deemed and authorized representative. When the lady asked him, where is this paper that Onyendu signed to make you an authorized representative? There's no way that gave you any power of attorney to do anything under Mazen, on behalf of Mazen Nandekani in any shape or form. Is a fraudulent. This is a criminal in the highest order. Has the authority to manage all financial operations, sign a document and contracts in the name of IPOB and Mazen Nandekani without any further authorization by Mazen Nandekani. I don't understand if you understand what this means without any authorization. So Mazen Nankan is now irrelevant, it doesn't exist. That means Onyen does that doesn't, that is where Chicken get the nerve to disobey Onyen do order. When we started shouting, they say, no. But until now it's in their faces, they won't talk. Also, all document draft or final must be sent to BWGG via email. Now, this BWGG is where Bruce Femme practice they're in conjunction with other people. Now, I want to move, and this is and as you can see here, look at what it says here. I come down, it says from, and it's signed, right? And it says Mazen Nan, the candidate of Indigenous People of Biafra, Rita is a OEC authorized representative. Yeah. After receiving this information, I sent her a message through WhatsApp, listed below the text conversation that took place between Madam Oyibo and myself. This is where the lady sent an email to Paul Chika Edoziem. Chika Edoziem never responded to this email, never did nothing. Paul Chika Edoziem, this lady put up a succinctly put report, but Chike Edoziem never, because I blocked her name, But this was attachment. This attachment was sent to Chika Paul Edoziem. This is what you see when they open numeric account. The conversation was there. We have put all this document out before, but some of you doesn't pay attention to listen. Now, Ejiofor and Bruce Femme, when they asked Ejiofor, Bruce Femme, he said that some people introduced him to Bruce Femme. I want to bring you down here. I don't want to go into this document tonight because I said time will permit me. I'll just lay the foundation to tell you what the Ejiofor. Now look at, you see here now you can see Bruce Femme. Bruce Femme is here on Wikipedia because the lady went deep to decode who are these people that is involved, on this so-called BWD or whatever it's called. And the statement of account of the money that they took, that's 747,000. And as you can see, if you look at here, I see Dr. Alan White in bracket SES. I think he's retired. He's a president AW Associate NC and partner at BW Global Company. This is the lobby company, if you want to call it. They were paying, I think they say $50,000 every month or whatever. And at the end of the day, this is the memo the regional coordinator in America wrote. But one thing I want you to take away from what I've just read and the audio you just listened to is the beginning and end of Ifeanyi Ejiofor with his criminality. Now, tonight, I'm going to start with the audio of Ejiofor. Right? I've given you a rundown of where Ejiofor started. But I want us to listen to him a little bit based on what he just said a couple of days ago. And we will do some justice on some of his convictions and things that he have just done for himself. We have to talk about it. So let's pay attention, please.
Yeah, international.
Cancel it with the number, telephone number. One in the Guanam of one. Government they go and can be a one day. I was attacked na court na
2015 or broke one care kitana 2022 23 2015.
I was attacked. I was physically attacked na court. Boshana Otonian the court. I was attacked on 23rd of December 2015 na court. Patrum soon dam can come Washington. That they can tell us
now or crossroad. When you hear soon on Wiki Botan.
I'm going to be going into Ejiofor's, like you mentioned, Kingsley Canon Takano about 2015. It's not 2015, it's 2016. Because Canon Takano himself held a meeting here in United Kingdom. I will talk about that in a nutshell. in 2021, none of us know who Kanu Takano was when he appeared in the meeting here first time. When this man's name was mentioned through the back door, he wanted to come through the back door. And professor without portfolio was trying to be very, very, irrational. He's a man, if you remember Darlington Imo. Darlington Imo was the man that his address was used to register Radio Biafra here. He's a close friend to our leader. I don't know the affiliation between her wife and Darlington Imo. But there's a meeting that held in UK here, and that was the first time majority of us know who Kanu Takano was. Because Kanu Takano was on the background. Nobody knows. When you never mention Kanu Takano to anybody, just few people knows him. And the point was that this man was brought through the back door. And that was questionable. Because when he told you that Kanu Takano wanted to kill him, he asked him, when did you actually meet Kanu Takano face to face? Kanu Takano had that name in that meeting, and he kicked against it because the process wasn't right. Because Obeta was still there. It's just like as he is now. You can't just, it's not even if you want to relieve somebody from work, you need to go through process. That was what happened. This one is telling you because he's lying to him. But what I'm saying here now, I'll give you the date on this meeting held in UK. In UK, he doesn't live in London. We'll be mentioning Onyendu's wife. I don't want to get into our leader's wife, whatever our leader said, wife said. I don't want to get involved in it. I keep it because that's Onyendu's. Our leader's wife is our leader's wife. When it comes to the struggle, you need to be careful the way you address it. She can recommend something because she's Onyendu's wife, and that's not my interest. But what we're talking about here is what has happened. And I'm going to explain to you, that's what I'm saying to you, because he mentioned Kinsley. Kinsley wants to kill him. The only thing was that you are not qualified. And everybody can attest to it now that you are not qualified. You are not a lawyer. You can't even be qualified to be a native doctor with your behavior. Of course not. Tell me a lawyer that will come out on national radio or television talking about his client that's still under subjugation in solitary confinement. And even said that he knew that his client did not approve it, but he's still talking about it. Tell me one person that can do such. You're not a professional. No. So that's why I'm going to leave that. But let's listen, because I've got certain things I need to deal with.
Ka ụmụ Biafra nụchaa ihe niile ndị ọzọchi ka nchịkọta akụkọ ajụjụ a niile n'ime akụkọ anyị na-akọ ka ịkọpụcha ha ncha. Nke ọzọ bụkwa Bruce Fenn, ọ ga-ahụ ọ bịara IPOB ọmanye ya ka onwe ndị kpọbatara ya na onwe ndị ji akafa maka ife ji na-ajụ ajụjụ abụ maka Kinsley ịkpọrọ afa since 2015 ka ndị be anyị na-aghọta onwe ndị ji akafa kpọta Bruce Fenn ọbịa tupu ife mere eme ka ọ bụ onye nduzi ya bịa ọba anyị nwa dị nchaji ụmụ ife ndị ahụ gasị ga-achọ nnọọ ka ịchịkọta fancha n'okwu niile ị na-ekwu gaa n'iru barrister ndị nne na-ege ntị gesi ike ọfụma ha na-edere m ife ebe a.
Okay, one, Bruce Fine called me. I don't know him. I have not made contact with him before from US. When some people, when they come on the phone, actually, not them.
Do you see the reason why I played that audio from the beginning? He said he don't know who Bruce Fenn was, but he had Madam Oyibo giving extensive. He has been talking to them. It's part of the whole process because I know he was going to come to this. He said he doesn't know who Bruce Fenn was, but what he didn't, this idiot, this animal that is interviewing him, this illiterate that is interviewing him, never asked him, who are these people? The people that he was referring to is Madam Oyibo and Lady of Oyibo and Co. That's why I played that voice and read them and read the guiding principle of 4 votes and gave Peter Ezeisi was what I destroyed. Everything that is that, check IPOB today. Everything that was written there, it is what explicitly that's what those people now that have moved on, that's what they're acting upon. It's not Mazinam Kano. It's not IPOB that me, I sworn an oath and joined. What I have just read to you now, because if not, why would Austin Abba call meeting from the back, telling coordinators not to listen to Madam Nene and what he says in the new Biafra? If not, what they are applying that guidance principle I just read. Because it is not interview, because who is interviewing, you can't even see who the person is. That's why they're making mockery and caricature of themselves. How can you be interviewing somebody audio and he projects it on Facebook. His picture is there, and who is interviewing me don't know who it is. You know, when the world, even, you know, because podcast is something people do this, that's why conventional televisions and TV station doesn't exist anymore. Even broadcast, even presenters now that have got crowd, they move forward, they move, because America, they pay them a lot of money. These are millionaires. Presenters are millionaires. They move forward. Like people that, if you check like someone like, if you watch someone like, what is it called? This guy works in Fox. Tucker Carlson, even as a guy that offered him $100 million to partner with him, the guy refused the money. Now he's in Eli Max. He's in X. He's in X. Since he left Fox is on his knees. Now, what I'm saying is that because the person asking question never asked him, who are these people that gave you in contact with Bruce Fein? But the conversation between Madam Oyibo and Latina Marquez was a Joe first name, and the lawyers in America, which is I show you Bruce Fein, that particular firm, BGG, they are the one that BWGG, they're the one that's where Bruce Fein fell in, because that was I think the lobby firm they were using. You know, siphoning almost $50,000 every month, according to them. Then that's what they're paying them. But now he didn't tell him, and never asked him question. So who are these people? Can you mention them? Who are there? No one asked that question. But that's why I played the audio and read the memo. Memo was a Joffo that sent it to Madam Ezisi. But Chikedo's then was on the background. But all of them, they said, you know what, push it. Then we will be on the background. We'll act on your command. But we will act as if we are a part of it. We know all these things. So let's go forward and listen to him, because I want to explain to you where and when he's shooting himself on the foot. Very important.
Not to no one. And because however, before when they called me from US and said someone would call me, a lawyer from Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer will call me from US. We spoke, okay, the person should call me. Bruce Fein. I'm Bruce Fein. So Bruce Fein also was in court, also came around then. And that time I had to go letter. I had to go letter to the court, requesting the court to approve him, to give approval for him to come inside the court, or that court. Then the court the court never responded to that letter at all. Then on the day the matter was scheduled for hearing of objection, and then Professor Michael Zekome was in court to lead us. Bruce Fein send that mail. Now we must not. The matter must not go on. Listen carefully. Matter must not go on. And I have the documents. I have everything I'm saying in writing. With me. So the matter should not go on. That we should.
This man is a clown. Like I said, this program, I'm going to take it one at a time. If you have a document, why didn't you respond to Bruce Fein? I'm going to read Bruce Fein press release against Ejimako to steal himself from the legal team. I will read it. After he finished with Bruce Fein, I'm going to read that particular. That's why I say this program maybe might take like 3 episodes, right? So I want Ejiofor to understand that, you know, you have buried yourself and you continue to bury yourself. Now, he said this now about Bruce Fein, but Bruce Fein was one of those people that decoded him from the beginning and told him to stay away from the legal team because he's not qualified to be part of the legal team. But I want him to finish about Bruce Fein before I will read Bruce Fein press release advising Ejiofor to take a hike. Very important.
Get away from court again. Bruce Fein, I'm no longer the leader, the lead counsel in this matter. Ozekome is now leading us. And before I will do anything in this case, I will seek his approval. And Ozekome said, he didn't come here for drama. He came here to defend Nnamdi Kanu and get him out. He doesn't want anything that will stop the proceedings of. That was what happened. Of course, you know that some people will be scheming. The schemers around will be walking around to ensure that they bring in confusion one way or the other, and the ability to know when where they are coming from, and also the intent, what it is, and also prepare their heads ahead of time. make you smarter than them. That's number one. Now, coming to
Now, I will stop this here. I want to read Bruce Firm press release against Ejiofor. I feel like I'll take it as it comes, because here we bring evidence with us. We don't just come here to blab. I will give it to him. I will give it to him the way he wanted it. And this particular press release was on 3rd March 2022. Breaking, Nnamdi Kanu's American lawyer Bruce Firm asked Ejiofor to withdraw from IPOB leaders' legal team immediately. He said March 3rd, 2022, Sahara Reporter, New York News. Breaking news. In a letter obtained by Sahara Reporter, Firm noted that Ejiofor was not eligible to defend Kanu against the Nigerian government amended charge in the court, defending against Nigerian government, sitting and pending lawsuits instituted by a businessman against Ejiofor over an alleged fraud of 5.6 million. Imagine, alleged, but there's nobody who repeated this, that this is lying. But this man came all the way from America, even though he's claiming that he didn't know the man, and some people send him to the man. He never asked those people. He never mentioned the name of the people that sent the man to him. But the man still telling you that this man has a pending lawsuit instituted by a businessman against Ejiofor over an alleged fraud of 5.6 million. Automatically, he's disqualified to represent Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu does not have any criminal record known to any man to start with. Bruce Firm, the American lawyer of the detained leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has written to Ifeanyi Ejiofor, a member of Kanu's legal team, urging him to immediately refrain from representing the agitator. In the letter obtained by Sahara Report, Firm noted that Ejiofor was not eligible to defend Kanu against the Nigerian government amended charge in the court, citing the same thing repeated again lawsuit, newspaper, but I want to read it the way it came, instituted by a businessman against Ejiofor over alleged fraud of 5.6 million. Now, Firm pointed out that Ejiofor had a case to answer, and that the allegations were not concocted by the Nigerian government to preempt his representation of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. The American lawyer, therefore, urged Ejiofor to immediately withdraw from Kanu's legal team. The letter reads, how can you be blind to what all the world can see and understand? That's a question. He's asking Ejiofor. Or, he say, how can you be blind to what all the world can see and understand? According to the public record, you have a blunted conflict of interest in representing Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to defend against the federal government of Nigeria, because he was working with Buhari, amended charge in the Federal High Court, Nigeria, Abuja, Judicial Division, order in Abuja, charge number FHC/ABJ/CR 3832051 in violation of Rule 10 of the Nigerian Rule of Professional Conduct. The man now is putting the sole conduct of the zoo as a lawyer and what he's supposed and what not to do. The public record showed that you have a conflict interest of sabotaging Nnamdi Kanu. That's why he's talking about the man, because the man was so blunt. Even though the people that brought him was, those people that sold onion, but integrity comes first. The man himself is America. Even if you want money, I don't know how much they could buy him off with. Probably the interest. These people are the people that, regardless, even could project white people that they're involved in slave trading, which is not these ones that I'm seeing here today, because we couldn't have done anything for ourselves. Even the main slave is between the black people, even in Africa and abroad, where you can see proper slavery unchecked is within blacks. Put me anywhere, and I will have proof to tell you that. The public, and he goes forward and say the public records show that you have conflict of interest of sabotaging and kind of defense in exchange of leniency of your pardon in the pending fraud prosecution against you in FRN versus Ifeanyi Ejiofor, and 2 other charge number CR with court number 3 FTC High Court Matama before Honorable Justice M.E. Ania. The next hearing in your prosecution is scheduled for March 30th, 2022. The public record established that the fraud charge were not concocted by the federal government to prompt your representation of Nnamdi Kanu. The record showed that the charge were triggered by the complaint from a private businessman with no political or other ulterior motive to defame of handicap you, Opera Cosmos Ikechukwu, among other things. He stated in his complaint to the Economic and Financial Crime Commission that you defrauded him $5,600,000 by conspiring to represent forged land and title documents as authentic. That's what he was doing in Abuja before he met IPOB. And you can see he's a charge and bail lawyer. He can't far-fetch. Suddenly he start. When we Ejiofor, we saw Ejiofor 2016, he wasn't bleaching, but he wants to be like Mazen Nnamdi. He wants to be fair like Mazen Nnamdi. You can see people that are aspiring in a very wrong direction. That's why you see him now. He messed himself up with. They called him Mr. Carroll. Nothing in the public domain demonstrated that you shared your conflict of interest with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and received his knowing and voluntary written consent to represent him, notwithstanding the conflict. You are saddled with the professional and personal duty to rescue yourself immediately from further representation of Mazen from Nnamdi Kanu and to apologize for your negligence to do so earlier, as the Bible preached, Matthew 6:2, no one can serve 2 masters except you to do the right thing. That was a piece of advice. So you see why I read this? This is Bruce Fem word Ejiofor, and you can see where all these things is coming from. Because like I said, we'll give you evidence. Bruce Fem was the first person that knew that this guy he doesn't qualify anymore. Conflict of interest. He cannot represent our leader because he's facing criminal charge. And this is a private stuff, because that's what he was doing in Abuja before they brought him through the back door. He said, you win case by IPOB. We'll come to that. The case you have won by IPOB. Tell us where the case is, because I would like to know, So let's move forward. I think I have another 10 minutes. To be fair, I have another 8 minutes. After Jimako, I'm gonna shut it down, because I said I'm gonna do this like 3 batches of this program because of the magnitude. So this episode 001, maybe 2 and 3 before I will clinch it. But I need to make it very, 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 very explicit, very important. So let's listen, because I will come to that.
I have gone public against Aloy McCollum before now, but I was being restrained by Onyendum Nnamdi Kanu. But you see, one thing about this, why I took time to narrate.
Listen to him. He said he could have gone against lawyer Ejimako, but Onyendum Nnamdi Kanu restrain him. But Onyendum Nnamdi Kanu have not authorized you to do so. But you're doing so in his blood, the platform he slept in streets of London to build. Why he's still back? He has not come out from where he is. But he said he restrained you. But now you defiled him. I want you to pay attention.
Some of these silent facts, and I expect you to ask me further questions because of time, or Biafrans to ask me questions. I dedicated today for this program, and I'm ready to answer any questions anyone will so wish to ask me. That's number one.
He never answered any question, to be fair. Because I didn't listen to it, but the bullet point that I got, I have to go through it because two fundamental questions they asked you. Bruce Fem, you never told them who sent Bruce Fem to you. That's one of the questions that is here. He never answered it. So it doesn't make any sense. You don't answer question. They didn't call you. They wasn't interview you. They brought you to come and sell yourself to the morons. You know what I mean? But you've forgotten that you're going to sell yourself to the devil. That's what they have done. We will shred you. It don't cost me anything. Let's move forward.
One. Number two, you people are away. Your friends are away that on the 2nd day of December 2019, my house was invaded for no just cause. Buildings worth millions of naira were burnt. People were killed in my premises. Not that they committed no offense.
You know what? Before we move forward, yeah, that's one thing that I love about Aloy Ejimako. He said he was going to Ejimako. Ejimako has crossed the Rubicon. You know, I want to go through some tweets here before I will continue with them because you know that's where we do things here. You know, this is now Kanon Takano's tweet. He said at Ejiofor, after you disrupted the hearings of Hach Mazen Namdekano case in Bintayako's courtroom by snatching at Aloy Ejimako's crown and wig in 2022, how many months of hardship did you add to MMK suffering, including one of the appeal courts, which at Mike Ezekomesan most trusted? And you see breaking Mazen Namdekano's American lawyer Bruce Fem asked Ejiofor to withdraw from IPOB leaders Lego team immediately, which I have just showed you. Now, I do want to read this couple tweets. Now, this is you know, like I said, Ejimako is an Igbo man, but I have to tell you I respect him. I never met him. I never met him. Just like Urana. But there's something you have to know that someone is a professional. Because, you know, when you apply for a job, first thing they ask you, how do you react under pressure? Remember when Oyendu put up a letter, they said they're going to attack him. Those people that were mad dog, where are they today? He knew all of them to coffee. Now, after this rant, look at what the man said. Because he mentioned a lot of Ejimako. He didn't say anything. He said Oyendu restrained him. But look at what he said. Regarding the false and defamatory allegations being made by at Ejiofor bar against me, Hach MMK has directed me to ignore him, and I will do so as directed. So if I'm Ejiofor, you may continue, but the train has already left the station. You know what I mean. On Hatch-free MMK, I stand. Case closed. I mean, 3 hours you ranted. This one comprehensive tweet destroyed your generation. One comprehensive tweet destroyed your generation. I will leave it there because you're going to mention his name again, right? But I want you to talk about your house they invaded. He said they invaded your house. Which house they invaded? Which house? Which house did they invade? I didn't know the house. Which house was it? We'll see the house they invaded. An aftermath of that invasion. Let's listen to you. Because when he finishes, I'm going to play the video.
Because someone somewhere in my town, one more time in my community, this man has been looking for way to eliminate me. Long before I even start IPOB case. But I want to say what here. We have been having issues because my issue with him lies simple.
First and foremost, there's nothing connect IPOB with whatever he's going through with his kindred. We all come from a place. We all come from a place. And now, when you disagree with your kingsman, that's nothing to do with IPOB. That's not what IPOB is for. And for crying out loud, you're just an ordinary employee to IPOB. But now you're projecting yourself as somebody whom you are, because now you're giving them the memo. They are now acting upon your direction. That's what gave the impetus to have the nerve to sit and stand on the so-called Radio Biafra and be ranting and be saying things contrary to our leader. You are not a lawyer. If you could, you defile the code of conduct of whatever you're practicing, though there's no law in Dambled Zoological Republic. But I just want you to understand, but you're falling in the same space you are, Ejimako. But you can see the way he carries himself. You can see. The difference is like from walking from UK to Nigeria. It's far. Emeka Ofo was a tribute to your life, one way or the other. Emeka Ofo was one of the richest people they have in Orifte. Majority of Orifte people benefited from Emeka Ofo one way or the other. The goddess world, however I want to call him an evil man. Because someone asks you a question, did you pay your school fees? An interview, he said he didn't pay any school fees. Would you swear with your generation Emeka Ofo never pay your school fees? You to get to whatever back lawyer you are today. Any man that, you see, whoever that be the finger that fed him, it's not someone you can trust. I give somebody this advice. The guy is late now. As someone, one of my I'll call him my friend back in the days. He came to me morning one day. I just want to give this story before I continue. Someone that picked him up and housed him, when he started making money, was start talking anyhow. I called him and said, listen, you see, this life, sometimes we don't have full advisors, but let me say something. You know what? Karma is real. Anything you do in this world, you're hoping that it won't come back to you. Listen, you will never know when it will come. Anybody that ever, doesn't matter what that person did to you. You see, any man that have fed you, clothed you, housed you, sometimes they want to take advantage, but you know, you do yourself a service. Shut up. Shut up. Because on top of that, you will generate a generational curse. You will know. You will know. If this man will come out and challenge the Emeka Ofo, is nobody. If Emeka Ofo want to burn your house, the one he just built with the blood of IPOB, he will do it. I don't think Emeka Ofo is looking for you, because Emeka Ofo is looking for you. You're a cockroach. To be honest, I say I brought up in the media. I know Orifite very well. Who was your father? Who are you? The house you're crying, we will visit the house and see where you are crying. And aftermath of that, how it comes in space of 2 years, you build mansion with CCTV camera with bulletproof doors in your village. Where do you get the money from? Very pertinent question, you know. But I want you to speak. Talk.
He kills people in my community and gets scot-free. Everybody in my community are afraid of him. Nobody wish, because he has contact with the federal government.
But it's only in the Quifa, anywhere, only in the Quifa, or Kafaya, Mbo Kam Emeka Ofo, Emeka Ofo Kinu.
Yes, or no. The people that traveled from here to Anambra were wiped entire Anambra State out. Their directive is very simple. Anybody have to wear whether of title or not, was wear can they not in authority to win? No, his wisdom. We give them instruction that I should write a letter telling the public to come out and vote.
Okay, and then they cannot give you instruction to write a letter. So that letter must be honored. But the letter, they make a 4 roads that you supposed to validate. Tomorrow morning they didn't do it. But how do we know that Onye asked you to write that letter? Who will accept that Onye actually asked you to write the letter on behalf of Mazen Nandukano? You know, like I said, it's very important. Very important. Now he's giving himself accolade That is the one that make Anambra State peaceful. This, that. You see, the day I knew that this guy was Nikompo, the day he said he's most trusted, I know that this guy is the canker one with him IPOB. You see, you don't give yourself a self-appraisal. Mark my words somewhere. Any man that come out and be knocking chest upon what he has done, you don't praise yourself. Allow people around you to tell you how genuine you are. Mazin Nandi can never come out and be knocking chest to us. Onyendu was selfless. Onyendu made himself, he wasn't even paying attention to himself. Never one day. That's why I wake up. Mazin can have never bragged about himself for one day. Yeah, I haven't had him one day brag about himself. With all the power he possesses. Mazin can know there's men that want to die for him that he didn't even know. But I never see him use it or talk about it. So when you see cockroach like this talking, now IPOB is you want to use riffraffs. These are not IPOBs. Because all of you are the people that created the unrest in Biafra land. Build gangs. All the whole things that happen between your house, including the car they burn your PA, how many of your family member has been involved? We are dead. At least Onyendu, when they went to Onyendu's house, Jack was killed. Her niece was killed. None of your family member has been caught in the crossfire in all this whole thing. State manager you have planned to be pointing finger and make off. If you make off for want you dead, I swear to my dead father. If you make off for want you dead, maybe off will do it. Some people they don't know who a make off for is. I said I practically grew up in Idemili, so I know Orif very well. Forget about all this nonsense. If a make off want you gone, nobody will talk about you. If it was a make off for, you want to tell me that what you have now is the one safeguarding you? No. Let's be fair to you. Let's be sincere. Because I can stand in the gap and tell you about yourself and make off for an Orif. Some people don't know, but I can know. So, but the person interviewing you is mentioning a make off for. Some of them just open mouth talking, hiding themselves. They don't even show their face. Ranting under their wife wrapper. You didn't show your face. A make off for HOD promise you. I don't suffer. It is. When you people turn what we are doing into a mockery. Who is this man? You are not part of IPOB. You're just an ordinary, lawyer. You have nothing to do with us. Are you a member of IPOB? Even if you're a member of IPOB, that's not what IPOB stand for. We don't section people. We don't fight King Red fight. If you have a problem with your brother, go and settle your problem with your brother. Nothing to do with us. A man that paid your school fees, you should be grateful to him, not ungrateful. Very important.
That instruction, I passed it to leadership. When I was writing, leadership was writing, telling people to come, campaigning for people to come out and.
You see, do you see, why I read the memo? The word leadership. Whenever you had anybody that they use the word leadership, you know where they get it from? They get it from that memo I just read. And he's one. He's his memo. So now you see why you guys must be very careful. Ejiofor is purported to be a lawyer, but he's contradicting himself. Now, have you ever had Ejiofor address IPOB affair when Onyendu was outside mentioning leadership? Even from 2016, Ejiofor was assumed as IPOB lawyer. Have you ever had him use the word leadership in IPOB? If there's any place you've seen it before, please send it to me. I'll need to examine it. But now you can see that the leadership is comparing leadership. He will mention leadership and mention Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. So there's have leadership and Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. That's what he's telling you now. So tomorrow Mazin Nnamdi Kanu come out. You'll be now leadership. I don't understand what leadership are you talking about? Because we have only one leadership. That leadership is Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. All of us are subordinates. He has the final say. If you're a member of IPOB, whether you like it or not. So we don't need to create fraction within IPOB. When you use the word leadership, that's a fraction. You created a fraction, but some of you knew what you were doing. But not using the word, because you have to give them, you have to make a reference to them to know that, oh, we are together. That's why you said leadership this, leadership that, because all of them are sharing money together. Very, very important. And anyway, let me, and there's something I want to say. Let me allow him to finish this. I want to say something.
That was how he became governor of Anambra State. And I'm happy Anambra State is peaceful.
Now he's telling Soludo, you know, so when Soludo kicked them out, or Soludo later understand that these are a bunch of, you know, scavengers. Soludo just, probably none of them have access to Soludo. That's why he's trying to make himself important. He didn't do nothing. You are not the person that gave him Soludo mandate. That's not, we are not involved in electioneering in the zoo. If people willing to go and vote, we are not stopping people to vote. If only give what is only do standard order. But that's one thing you guys was galvanizing around before Soludo. That's why they went against Soludo. When Soludo said that they want Onyendu to come out, all head let loose. The same man Nankani went to Dumeje saying Onyendu will come out in December 2020. Is it 2021 or 2022? Dancing in Dumeje's church that Mazen Nankani is coming out. You're going all over the place collecting award, underward Mazen Nankani. Okay? You know those small rats that will be biting you and blowing you. This man is an evil man. This man is an evil person. The devil. The devil incarnate. That's what a Ejiofor is. But you see, one thing I will say to you guys don't know who Mazen Nandekano is, because your offspring, you know, that all these gossip people are talking about, maybe sometimes they say things about you and our leader's wife. I don't want to get involved in that. One thing I know is that one thing concerns IPOB is where our primary objectives are. You know, any other thing is secondary because our leader is still alive. But what I'm saying to you now is that whatever you say is what we are going to judge you with. It is very, very obvious. But everything you have done have demonstrated that you are not a man to be trusted. You know, very important. I'll give it another 5
I've been
minutes.
instrumental in bringing peace to Anambra State today. I don't boast about it. I don't brag about it. But for him to know that Emeka is going to bring crisis in the community I cannot be able to defend. Now Emeka is doing all this things to get me again. Prison are not yet out. That's what is happening today. Then now, why I'm saying this, boom? Now, when this thing was going on, I got a very strong intelligence. Aloy Ejimako is meeting with him. Aloy Ejimako went to see him. And I told Onyendu this thing. Say, Onyendu, are you aware of what is happening? And one problem now, Aloy, they meet him, man. I don't have a problem. You can go and meet anybody you want to meet. But coming publicly to write about him shows that you are enjoying, you are on the same bed with him. Then as that was going on, then I got a report about this plot I'm telling you about.
Now, let me address this. You know, I love Aloy Ejimako. Aloy Ejimako is a very intelligent man. He's a prudent man. And I love people that is very precise, you know, because I like to do things articulatively. So I have to give him that respect. You know, one thing in life is that when you're a blackmailer, you always assume. You know, assumption is a mother of all killer. Now, when he came out one day, I said that Ejimako have crossed the Rubicon. We told him, shot the first, you know, cast the first stone. And that's what he have done. And that's why we're here. Excuse me. Now, immediately after this shred, this is the response from Aloy Ejimako. Aloy Ejimako, when he mentioned, because he responded basically on this Emeka issue. He didn't even know, because Ejiofor never write anything that's nothing that's productive that he ever written about our leader. It's only copy and paste Umuchineke, because he have built a new, now he's the leader, internal leader. He's the internal leader. So he always trying to make, because our people are domicile, the most gullible race in the world is the average Igbo man. Igbo people, not all that, even all that our siblings, we are the worst of all people. Our senses, I don't know where, I don't know how God put us in this predicament. This is what Ejimako responded to him. Dear Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor and Radio Biafra, it was Dr. Emeka Offor of American veteran of Igbo descendant, retired Igbo American soldiers based in America, that I praised in my tweet of 8th of October 2023, not the sir. You see the difference between doctor and sir Emeka Offor that you are fighting with. This picture below, this picture bears me witness. And there's another tweet again he tweeted, and where he actually showed condolence to him of what was happening to him. You know, he lent his own voice, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have that tweet here, but there was another tweet again he did, which he responded to what Emeka Offor is doing and Nigerian government is doing, and call for, you know, for aid for Ejiofor. But Ejiofor is so jealous of this man, Aloy Ejiofor. And that was why. And that was one of the things, that he has done to make sure that Aloy Ejiofor does not see the light of the day, even going to the extent of hiding Aloy Ejiofor, which I've read, you know what I mean, to Ejiofor not to speak in the court. You know. So, and you know, Aloy Ejiofor, because he doesn't want to speak in the court. And it was a premeditated treachery, because at the end of the day, all these things was to only impediment to be doubles, you know, at all costs. But I just love the way the man responded to him. In his very, very articulate, and I have to give him that.
I got a report about what I'm telling. So I am telling Biafrans today and the world. You may not know.
He got a plot. What does it got to do with IPOB and the world? Who the heck are you? Who cares about if you're alive or if you're dead or alive? No one gives a monkeys about you, bro. To be fair, I can tell you, you know, he can talk. Talk is cheap. Like I said, if Emeka Offor didn't want you dead, he would have done dead and gone a long time ago. I'm telling you, it's not something that will become here ranting. Some of these people ranting, they don't know who Emeka Offor was or he is, but you know. You come from a rift, so is there a big deal? You know.
I'm away. I've started defending IPOB since 2015. The date, and I've secured a list of every.
He didn't start defending IPOB from 2015. This guy is a moron. He didn't start defending IPOB. He was in the back door. He didn't. Because remember the event that happened? His matter was brought to the table here in UK in 2016, January. I think it was January 8th, the meeting they held here in UK. So I don't know where he's getting all this hype from. And who did he release 2015? Who did you release from prison 2015? I mean, actually, everything that happened 2016. After Obete, because Onyelu was kidnapped October. I went home. I was in Abuja. I went for the first court. Onyelu came. I was there live. No, but it's not like someone told me. You are not there. It was Obete. So your activity started to you are the back door. You are in the back door. And that was one thing Canon Takano highlighted when your matter came here in UK. He said, who is this guy? You are incompetent. And incompetent is written over you tomorrow morning. It's not something that will sit down here to argue. You say you're winning case for IPOB. Now, don't get me wrong, though. What case have you won? Because I don't want to mention, but I can bring, for instance, let's take the Javas Johnson of Texas District that I just wrote to the Federal High Court again. Forget about the Bruce Fine. He itemized cases that won. Which case have you won for IPOB, if I may ask? The case you won for IPOB is that Ejiofor turned IPOB into enterprise, even when Onyelu was here. Because every day IPOB members are being kidnapped and they've been buried with money. Onyelu said it on air all the time. That's why we want to visit your house when it was the house you were shouting that they're born. After that house and the one you built, where did you get the money to build that house you built? Since you're working for IPOB for free, where did the money come from? To build, maybe you have one in Abuja as well, to put CCTV in your village, or anything, with bulletproof doors in Orifite. After matter of IPOB, I want to know, because when people are talking, sometimes we have to do some survey. We have to go back and do some revision to find out exactly what's happening. Because questions have to be asked. So like I said, this program, I don't want to be too much on this program tonight. So where I stop, but they say one case is for IPOB, but I want him to say the case he won. So I'm going to shut the program up here. We come to the episode 2. Before now, I will start giving some points. But like anybody watching this program or who's going to watch it after now, understand that this is the foundation, and Ejiofor treachery to IPOB is beyond human comprehension. This is the real fifth colony. This man was brought through the back door, and it has been proven in every ramification. Ejiofor never won any case for IPOB. He couldn't even file for the invasion of Onyendu's house in 2017 in Bintayako's court. He couldn't do it. But he was all over the place granting interview. The day he brought that matter up in court, Bintayako threw him away. Said that, but that case was not officially filed because cases have file numbers. He was ranting, making fame with our leader's agony. You are a lawyer. IPOB prescription, what did you do? Did you file anything against it? Of course not. We talk about who has won case for IPOB. But like I said, this program was titled, and I will give you the title again, The Dilemma of a Fake Crooked Lawyer, if I need Ejiofor, because, the man is a mediocre. If you look at him, the way, because he's irrelevant. You've been sacked. You're incompetent. You've been employed to do a job. You can't do your job. Are you going to retain the job? And now you're building cabal within IPOB because you are the point of contact Nigerian government use. You see, Bruce Fame, I just made Bruce Fame, advice to you was very precise. Conflict of interest. There's no way you represent our leader when they're holding you on your scooter. How are you going to defend Onyendu? You never find any meaningful case in IPOB. Show me one case you filed that has done everything. When we get into extraordinary rendition, and when he started seeing Onyendu, like I said, all the orders you issue is not tonight. So I don't want to, press it too much. So where I stop tonight, I will continue from where I stop. This audio that I've happy, I think I placed. Let me see how many minutes.
On the thousands. He may think that people will just look the other way. It's not possible.
Now, what he's saying is all these people, some of our brothers back home. He said the people are in their thousands. So what he's saying that those people that will use our money to bail out now, you turn them into your talks. You want to say they use them in their thousands. So now you want to use them as their talk with them. That's what he's saying. These people, they don't owe you anything, bro. That's what I'm saying. This man is not even qualified to be a native doctor. Because his projection is saying that those people now that was released based on those people that are bailed with money. Because what Ejiofor was doing is that he's one of the people now that have told the Nigerian government continue arresting IPOB. So when they arrest any member, when they are doing meeting, he will interface by going to now bargaining with the lawyer or judge, how much are we going to pay to get our people out? That was what happened. That's the only case you say he won. Tell me one comprehensive case that have mentioned in an international arena won by Stephen Ejiofor. Please, because I will give him barrister, but of course he's not. I want one. But we have numerous of them. I won't mention them tonight. Subsequently, on episode 2, then I'll now drive down to analysis on how things have dried. Because tonight is like foundation to start. I'll give him 3 episodes. Like I told him, after this program, his name will be sorry. That's all I have to say. And like I said, I'm not gonna waste much time of mine again. He said he's have them on their thousands. So this, I think is. Let me see. I want to leave it on 7 minutes before.
And if anything happens to me today, or any of my house, anything, I've not committed any offense to be being hunted around by someone, the monster in my community. I don't.
Okay, enough of it. I got 7 minutes on that. Now I want to show something here. You know why I told you that their new boss is a Jofo? Now, this is a tweet from Agone Chanketa, the moron, the criminal himself. When we told him that he only live in a grass around throw stone. This is what he wrote on 4th of December to make offer from Orif there. The homestead of the IPOB council. He's not anymore. The man has been sacked and he's on record. IPOB are watching you closely as you scheme nefariously to bring harm to his person. Should anything happen to Barrister Jofo, you will see madness like never before from IPOB. You see how they are roping themselves when they ascribing crime. Your leader has been held for 13 months. What have you done? Because any man that have common sense, when you read this, you know that these are clowns. These are clowns. Nobody takes these people serious. Your leader has been held for almost 30 months on counting. What have you comprehensively done? You only undermine whatever he has built. But I put up this tweet here for you guys to understand, because when they make reference, they reference IPOB. IPOB has got no business with individual affair. We don't. But that's why I read the memo. The memo tells you that they are operating under the new boss, which is Ifani, native doctor Jofo. Native doctor. Call him native doctor Ifani Jofo. Because I think he should assume his native doctor, calling them, projecting himself to be a lawyer. Because he broke every affirmation, every protocol. There's no professionalism whatsoever. He doesn't know any decorum. The man is a scholar-wise. Put me anywhere. So, like I said, we don't force and like his house and everything that will come subsequently. Those videos we play will show you his house and things he have done. Episode 2, 3. Then we'll end it there, because now he's a drowning man. He's not. He can ask him when the last this union. He can't see our leader right now. He can't. Ask him Jimbo 4. Let him come and tell you that if I see Mazen can. When last what did he see Mazen? He didn't. Can't see Onion. He can continue with leadership. Since Onion do now, you have Mazen can have leadership. Tells you all you need to know. That's why I built this foundation for some of you to understand. We don't devote time for shenanigan. It's very, very pivotal and important that some people realize the magnitude and the time we put in to make sure that things are come out under this radar. When we say things, we don't just say them. We prove it with an evidence. Where this monster went on our former radio and make some cynical comments, and that prompts that we need to lay some things to bear. The dilemma of a failed crooked lawyer, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, the truth about Ejiofor, in an age of lies. Tonight, I'm going to itemize to you what Ejiofor has done in IPOB. Last week, as I came up here, I read you the so-called memo that Madame Oyibo, what they used to destroy IPOB. Before I came on air, there's an audio I just listened from a very elderly woman. And I was very, very disappointed. I wasn't disappointed, but Like I said before, those that claim that they saw Biafra are the biggest obstacle that we have till tomorrow morning. I couldn't believe myself. I couldn't believe what I was hearing from this grandmother. But, you know, in this struggle, a day will come when I'm going to go into UK's affair. I'm definitely going to play this woman's voice because it's disgusting. It's very, very disgusting. You know, so what Ejiofor did in IPOB is something is unforgivable. I want people to very, 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 very notate this I'm saying here tonight. This is episode 002. I'm gonna end it on 2 and keep watching again on him because I'm gonna give up some information tonight that is very, very vital about this very fake barrister. This is he was in Abuja doing normal packed lawyers, you know, all these crooked lawyers in Abuja doing land. That's why he was like he's a criminal. I read he's got a criminal charge against someone in Abuja that he defrauded. And how could you conflict of interest? There's no way you're going to represent Mazen Nambikano on IPOB in shape or form. IPOB talked about is about you actually getting our people locked up and he bargain with the judges and police, then they will pay money to release them. That is the only IPOB you could say you release. There's never anywhere in the history of IPOB, international community, mention anything you have done. And I'm going to expel all of them tonight. This is about one. I'm going to mention all of them tonight. But before I go forward, I'm not going to waste up the time. Now, last week on episode 1, the audio that I cut out, I think it's about 15 minutes. I played about 7 minutes. I want to continue. Whoever I want to, can go and watch the episode 1. I can go back, come backtrack to tonight, trying to read the memos and whatnot. All those memos is visible, which we have done a program concerning 747,000 they stole in our former ESN account, Umeri account. He was the one that gave Madam Oyebo the power of attorney, so-called power of attorney, that Mazen Nankani, he never met our leader, he never sees our leader. I will give you times and dates of things that have transpired on course of this era. That's why we say the truth about Ejiofor in an age of lies. What he has done is a pathological liar, a common criminal. That's what he is. Because when you came out, falsify a document against your client, come out and speak ill against the man that is behind bar without his authorization, what that makes you? A common criminal. Regardless the criminal record, criminal charge is facing about defrauding somebody on properties. The record is out there for you to go, harness it by yourself. Now, before I move forward, I want to play that particular audio to finish. I will talk about it before I will give you by item tonight everything that Ejiofor have done and the cases IPOB have won. And the cases have been referenced by the people, international community. If you want, I can read you the what is it called? One of our sympathizers from Texas, the Jarvis Johnson. Everything he mentioned there is about the tenacity of Aloy Ejimako because it speaks for itself. There is no mimicking here. A lot of people thinking that Biafra is going to come by people carrying 245 AK-47 shooting somewhere in the bush. It's not going to happen. Even America won Afghanistan for 20 years, they couldn't do anything. I want you guys to understand the path IPOB have chosen. And that part is that the world, nobody's going to give us Biafra. You said it. But how Biafra is going to be restored is going to be like a mystery and miracle. That is the last miracle that left, and it's going to happen. So I want to play this audio. Then from this audio, I will analyze this audio before I give you about 10 bulletin points about what Ejiofor has done. And I will mention to you again, I know you knew, the cases that is official IPOB have won. And we are going to, I will going to do it now. Let's start with the audio first. From last week, from the episode 001. Now I continue from there.
To be being hunted around by someone, the monster in my community. And unfortunately, some people who are part of this case or who I'm defending are part of the scheming. Part of the scheming. So I want to place on record because you think that he can eat his cake and have it back. It's highly impossible.
rendition. That after since Onyundu has been renditioned, thousands of IPOB had been abducted by DSS. Ma Abia, Enugu, all the whole Igbo land, and ụfọdụ n'ime ha onwe ndị na-amaro ebe ha nọ, and all of them are innocent, being detained. Kembo anagba iji hụ na ha pụtara, kembo ha na-agba iji hụ na ha pụtara, dịka o si wee kwuo, also these innocent Biafrans are detained, and why are the DSS and why are the DSS not bringing them out to court? Then in Bobo Kenyani update, I'm on the Tochaga Kababodika George Jotus Witty Iga Watachak was the legal updates on those abducted by the DSS and the military when your house was attacked and the people killed in your compound. Are those abducted by the DSS still alive? If yes, where are they? Ajụjụ ba now katụkọta ya n'ofu ka ịzapanye ya ndị nke ejidere na ụlọ begi oge ha bịara oge ahụ ha ka dị ndụ, ọkwa na ha dị ndụ ka ebe fanụ. Ndị nke ejidegasịkwa na n'Igbo other places kpọrọ ha kpọpụ ugwu Awụsa, enwe ka esi rute okwu aka, m ga-achọ ka ịkọwata chachara anyị ụmụnna anyị wa comrades ndị anyị na fari na-eme ife n'onwe ndị ejigasị kembo a na-agba ife na ha pụtagasịsịrị ọhịa ajụjụ ịbụọ n'ofu. Gaa n'iru, barrister.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. First of all, I want Biafrans to note at this point, also Kahamaruna, and we're changing the tactics. Because of a number of things happening and which are not being sanctioned by the DOS. So, and which is leading to several arrests. And then a problem. Because that's why I would advise people to listen to the instruction and directive from the DOS about how they can give here. Because DOS doesn't, DOS under the direction of the doesn't encourage violence. And they don't encourage any form of violence whatsoever or attack. So I've always advised people to listen to them, because if you're not paying attention to them, you'll be having problems. So this is number one. Number two, in view of this preliminary we decided now that any person that claimed to be IPOB member arrested by security agents, and we got to know about it, the person must be profiled by the appropriate authority. Then once the person is profiled and the names that are made available to us, the person we follow it up and make sure that at least we follow the due process and ensure it's out. We've been able to release a lot of people, and even when I went up order from court last week, directing us to release them without, and even the discharge from court, we have served them those papers and the court orders expecting compliance, which we're going back to ensure if they didn't comply, we'll go back to court, because we cannot fight them. And you know why this non-compliance with orders of court and probably the judgment of the Court of Appeal is on increase, because some actors, in fact, as a matter of fact, let me just say this to you before now, and they madabalo. Now I'm with people in charge, like my clients, IPOB will group first person in charge, like US head of the directorate and
First of all, the guy asked him a very specific question about some of our comrades, which the person asking question is not him. Someone wrote it. I think they were in Zoom, that we don't see what they're doing in Zoom. They gather some fools, some moronic people, and the person asked this question knew exactly why asking the question. He directed a very pertinent question that was very directed to him about those that were kidnapped in his house. Now he's telling you there is a lot of people, they wrote to the DSS, this, that. He's running around, right? He never answered specific question. If I need your for cook, Ugochukwu Lawrence is still in DSS dungeon till tomorrow morning. Was kidnapped in his house on this occasion. The guy is still languishing in DSS dungeon. The IPOB members is wanting his mouth, is those people that they will gather and then we call for money. Because since money is not flowing, that is there. Now he's getting money from the everywhere, not just from IPOB. It's getting from the zoo government, it's getting from IPOB, it's getting from those that are getting from the zoo. He's the man that infiltrated IPOB to the core. The man asked him a very simple, specific question. Let this moron came out and told you that Ugochukwu Lawrence, that is his cook, is out. The guy is still languishing in DSS dungeon. Now he's jumping about, thank God that this IPOB, we've been in this position. Martin Nandekan, the visionists define IPOB, know why. But now he wants to patronize those people because it was him that is their leader now. Because everything they do is boiled down on the fake code of conduct he drafted and sent to Madabo Ibo. That's where all of them is acting upon till tomorrow morning. Very, very important. Ejiofor could not bring his cook, Lawrence. This guy is still in the DSS dungeon. Till tomorrow morning, let him tell us where Ugochukwu, his cook, is. Let's talk about his PA, the bond, because everything that have happened to Ejiofor is cause of his own dealings. That was happened to him. Why is none of the member of his family has died? It's the only people that are working for him. When they went to his house and burned his thatched house, his brother was there. Why didn't they harm his brother? I want to leave it there. I want you to note down one thing. That his cook, the guy asked him a question, not him. Someone wrote something that the idiot is asking because he doesn't know what to ask him. They brought him here to come and sell himself, to make mockery of themselves. But they will continue to shut themselves in the food because the world will know. And our job here, the real purpose of this program, these programs are stationed to be our archive. Our leader is going to come out one day because whatever I say is uncensored and is fact checked. Take it anywhere. Now, I want him to continue. He's now praising those people that is working under him. Everything that's happening today, Ejiofor did it single-handedly. Chikerozian was at the back at the time. They see, you know what, Onyendu will not make it. The same thing we had on 2015. So he can action whatever he want to do. They will be doing it underground. That's exactly what happened. That's why our finance was, tampered with. Some people will be sitting somewhere saying something they don't know. Madam Nyanya is eating money. I don't want to talk about this. Let me finish with this guy because I have a couple program I'm going to do. Very important.
And the other members of the US, because it is now Kambido, whatever he meant at the stroke, he Onyendu was incarcerated. You see, it's a function of strategy by the state. When Onyendu was abducted and brought here, a lot of studies started beginning on food. And then I have we were thinking that we were together. Remember one thing about just like what happened in 2015. Okay, it was a very formidable IPOB. People were together, apart from few people who are fighting us. So but of course we know they are doing that for reasons personal to them and possibly for particular reason. So then we thought everybody's together. So but later we discovered that now some people were planted, so from being paid to commit crimes that were attributed to IPOB. You see, just like now, security agents in the country know now certain things they may not run their name, but they cannot do without calling them names. Are you with me? So now these are strategies they deploy to ensure they create a problem, and by creating problem, Onyendu will be unsettled, emotionally and otherwise, will be tortured day and night. But some no problem. Or might happy. He has been preaching that to me. He has been preaching that effectively to me. That was what prompted to his handwritten letter. That was what prompted it for him to write those letters out there. See, can that was made public. He prompted it. So that will tell you the kind of person somebody who encourages violence. He won't be doing those things. He won't be telling you those things. Of course, no publications have issued so far. And also issued by the IPOB on his behalf, stating what he stands for. That didn't stand for Nka. It didn't stand for Okunoka.
And the Onyendu, Imani Ukubugo kwa Dizeko Bia Joy, Kendi Rana, or Rube Humbaya Kuptu officially, Sinobonye Diota, Eziokunam, Onyendu, Dika Oge Mbara, you are Ajojo, Mbara.
The point is that he said that he will address this issue, but I should assure the global peaceful movement of IPOB, that no more only not IPOB involved in he said it clearly to me. Not that the US, not everybody. But thank God, now when Ben visited last time, he came out to also say the same thing as he told him. He still pointing accusing finger to they had a make here and they had involved in the also, but almost the other involvement. I don't think Sukai told me when I had a discussion with him that no will only buy it involved. And Emma, what I want to tell you, Buna, only telling me for Joe can do it for Joe through other channels without you noticing. The point is that now you cannot be taken away from the fact that Nandeba are involved. But only it may not be to the knowledge of Onion. That's what I want to tell you. It may not be to his knowledge that Nandeba must have been involved in plotting this. It may not be to his knowledge because someone of the knowledge must have mentioned it to me.
Now, it's very important the way he answered this question because he's part of it. He knows exactly what happened to Mazin Nandekan. Ejiofor knew what happened to Onyendu. Ejiofor knew what happened to Onyendu. He was part of those that sold Mazin Nandekan. Remember that the day this goofy they call Benjamin the Madbug came and spoke miserably. I have the video. It was in his office. It was behind him. And he stopped him not to go and see Onyendu for past 8 months. He agreed that when he go there, he will never say what Onyendu told him. That's why he came. The day he came, he was in his office. Go and watch the video. I have it here. I don't have time to play it. But now he said what Onyendu told him, but Onyendu is still pointing finger, while Onyendu said no one sold him. But the same people told you that it was Canon Takano that sold Onyendu, and Canon Takano said Onyendu was playing in the mountain. Whereas all of them, Chidana would have confessed that Onyendu was talking to him on the same day. Onyendu said goodbye. But he knew that Onyendu, after you spoke to your leader, a day, 2, 3, he didn't come out and say that something happened to your leader. For 8 good years, he didn't ask where's your leader. That you spoke to every single day. He never raised that lamp. That's all you need to know. I want to, before I give you the truth about Ejiofor, in an age of lies, all the things, all the ill practices that Ejiofor have done in IPOB, I want to play a video when he claimed that they went to burn his father's compound. We want to know who was Ejiofor when he came to IPOB, and after he now turned IPOB his own enterprise. Because when you said it over time, what was happening that IPOB arrest was rampant. That's why you make both here, because a lot of boys was arrested back then. And the police and the judges will request for money. IPOB was pouring money. That's why I'm releasing our people. That's what he said. He's threatening some more. That's why some of all of them today is holding allegiance without understanding that Ejiofor, you owe Ejiofor no allegiance because Ejiofor is working for you. He's a wretched individual. He has got no class. A man that defrauded 6.something million. What petty criminal is that? He's wanting his mouth. If the man that paid partially of his school fees to become a lawyer, which is a maker for life, wanted him dead. He could have died along. I'm telling you, I know this terrain. I want to show you his father's compound before he became an IPOB lawyer, and after that house was burned, those places was burned down, and what was built. This person telling you didn't come to IPOB, came to IPOB as Umuchineke. A criminal that came through the back door has got nothing to offer. Let's watch.
Or Media International.
Can you see what is happening here in Orifite? This is exactly the situation that Nigerian police left our barrister Ejiofor's compound. This is all the buildings that led to his place. You can see how they left it. This is a confirmation of what is happening now in his place. All the whole shops, all the whole building has been burned down by Nigerian forces. Biafrans all over the world, you can see what is going on here. This is the picture of what is going on. They have torn this place down. You can see this. Please be with me on this program and make sure that you see what is going on here. Please, this is exactly what is going on.
Oh no, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Can you see this? This is exactly what is going on.
No.
This is a live. Of Barrister Ejiofor. They burn everything, life and direct. Let's see what is their mind, what's the mindset of doing what they are doing. Can you see this? This is the building. They've let this place on fire and ran away. Did you see it? The smoke I told you that will confirm. Can you see this? Can you see this? Can you see the building? This is exactly what is going on. This is exactly what is going on. They burnt it down. Here is his building, and it's burnt down. Can you see this? This is the compound of our...
I hope everybody is seeing the compound, because so far as I'm concerned, I don't see anything. All I see here is just a fence and some trees. That's all I'm seeing. I'm not seeing any compound. And okay.
Do you see this? This is the entrance to his house.
Mm-hmm. Entrance in his house. Entrance. He said the entrance in his house. I didn't see anything. All I'm seeing there, if there's any house in there, they said it's burned down. That is with the house or whatever that led to his father's compound and the fence. That's what we can see. We didn't see any structure, so far as I'm concerned. And that's the main first video that came out, and it was amateur video from some member of IPOB. So we had this video from onset. Now this is one of his PA that was burnt in his car, burnt life in his car, according to them. Let's see, and we'll move to his house, the house that he's living now. It's after he has
today, 7th of June, 2021. Early this morning, we discovered the car belonging to Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor and the body of his PA, Samuel Okoro, inside this very car. His body was burned to ashes. This is the body of this young man, Samuel Okoro. This is the body of this young man, a PA to Ifeanyi Ejiofor. They took this car away from him yesterday when they came to assassinate him, and it could not work out for them. They adopted 4 men from this very compound in Orifite yesterday, and they came to this place and burned this car, a brand new Toyota, ashes, and also burned his PA that they shot.
All this is amateur video, but at least he gives us the clear view of what happened, because that's why we, from the on-spot account, what transpired. None of his family member or relative are hot on this. All these are people working for him, just like his cook is still languishing in the SS dungeon and is jumping up and down like a mad dog, telling you that he's releasing IPOB members. Isn't that ironic? But let's go.
While trying to adopt Ifeanyi Ejiofor, they burned him to ashes here. That is the footage you are seeing here today. This is along Nimo Road that they found this car in this condition. And this is what is happening here today, being 7th of June. The car is burned to ashes. And his PA that they shot while they are trying to take Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor away from his house. As early as 3:30 yesterday, you can see that the car was burned to ashes. And this morning, we're bringing you a report and a footage of what transpired yesterday in Orifite.
Before I go forward, I want to make one thing clear here. Everything that is happening to Ejiofor doesn't touch any member of his family. That's number one. Everything that has happened, all the cause of all this whole thing was state managed. State managed. Take my word for it. State managed. That's one thing they must take on. Let's go to see his house now after all this whole thing has happened. And remember how many times he won billions in the so-called zoo courts. I want you guys to understand, because I'm going to give you some information this evening that you need to jot down, for avoidance of doubt.
Orchestrated by those who want to assassinate Ifeanyi Ejiofor, the barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor. This is the footage we are bringing to you. We want the world to see exactly what is going on here. This here is Anambra State, and that is exactly what is going on. Go ahead.
EA murder and disease and viable. They're looking for him to know.
Well, somebody went inside this compound we're talking about. Went inside this room when they were killing my PA.
Now, this is his present compound. This is his present. This is how this is the present compound, if I may say so. Because so far as I'm concerned, the previous video we watched from the beginning, from the where they burned the little thatched shops that was on the edge of the road, to the fences we see with the couple of flower trees. You can't witness any house. We see a camping stuff on the gate. You can't say you see that kind of boys quarter there. It's not there. So we are just revisiting Ejiofor's success after he become IPOB lawyer from the back door, that he has done nothing for IPOB instead of state managed and make sure that IPOB members are being arrested on randomly at the point in time, because that's the only way he was making his fortune from. It's on record.
When they brought white handkerchief, you see it in the footage. Then give it to the native doctors who are here, who are now down here. They were not down here. So they do some incantation. The person took it back to that place, right? So they know the kind of charms they came to my house with. So if they're talking about charms, they recover charms, they came with charms. So if they recover charms, that's their own business. I don't know. I don't do charms in my house. I'm a full Anglican. So now too, let me show you something. This is my house. Let me show you something.
Barrister, are you able to use your front camera? Can you switch your camera and use your front camera? Let's see more of, yeah.
Okay, let me. Okay, see it. Are you seeing it now?
In the no, I'm still.
See there.
Did they remove it when they came in?
They remove it. Yeah. They scared through this. Okay. They scared with a person. One of them scared through this place. Enter through this place. You can see the space. Enter through this.
And
place.
the CCTV caught that person before he.
Yes, it caught him. I'll send it to you. Caught him. So because they're on our way, they caught him. This is where they entered from. Where one of them entered from. Then when he entered from this place, then he now went inside and opened this gate, wide opening for them to come in. Then his colleagues, his gangs, criminal gangs came in from this place. My PA, my driver was came in from here, came in from this place. He came in from this place. He came in from this is their house, where they live. This is where they live. This is about 3 rooms, 3-bedroom flat. So he came out from here and still was. When he came out to watch what was going on.
Okay, I think the main thing is that this house, okay, now I see, because the fence that we saw from the beginning of this video was the same fence, and those flowers is the same, so presumably it's the same house. Okay, let's just see. Let him just show us what he's trying to say. I want to see before I move forward.
And by the time he came out here, they were here. They now asked him to stand to stand to kneel down. He now down. They now kick him down. So I started manhandling him here, this right in the spot, in front of the spot. Then some of them now move inside this room where my PA was sleeping. at the time. My PA and the other people and the Gochukwanko. They move inside this room. You can see the room.
So the Gochukwu you just mentioned, his name now is Gochukwu, is his former cook that is still languishing in the DSS dungeon. So he's bringing IPOB members out, but he couldn't get his PA out. His cook out. PA was one that bumped inside the car, as they say, allegedly, because there's nothing that can prove that, but that allegedly that he was born inside the car.
They move inside the room where they were sleeping, and they continue in their criminal exploits. So that's where they killed my PA. So, and from that camera, I was watching them. They never knew that this.
Okay, I'm just gonna go on a quick break.
As lamentation or complaint, I am only trying to prepare our people for what is to come. You are being prepared for what is to come. The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. Our march is very, very near. The enemies are trembling, they are quaking, they are doing all they can to try to stop us. But they have failed very woefully, and they will continue to fail. But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere all over the world. And very soon, they will buy over some of you. Some of you, they will buy some of you over. The spirit of Yasika and the Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they will buy you over. I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we're doing. You can't. You cannot. Not in a trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact. That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Eri in Aguleri, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Ora-Eri, the same God of Uwe-Eri, the same.
Yeah, you're welcome back. This is still Biafra Alpha Power Media. Like as we just watched the videos, the videos I play is the first, this is the second attack. The first attack that brought them, they showed that most of those Ejiofor's Kingsman house was burned, and I think that was a completed building there before the so-called attack happened, and the aftermath. That's the second attack. It was the first attack and the second attack. So, having said that, the purpose I'm playing all this video is not for anything. It's just to show you Ejiofor's part towards IPOB and where we are today, and all his claim. Now, what I want to say tonight and what I want to itemize is about IPOB legal team and their successes and what Ejiofor has done. Because so many of you does not understand the part Ejiofor has played on where we are today as our IPOB family members. Some of us don't know. The problem we have is that we allow emotion and sentiments to take over our common sense and judgment. Now, I want to just namely the cases that were won that is internationally recognized by our eminent special counsel with our international counterparts. Firstly is African Union, that was on 18th of March 2018. Ida State High Court on 19th January 2022. Federal High Court, Umuahia, 26th October 2022. Then Enugu High Court on 26th October 2023. All these are judgments that the world has now hacked into, and they will give you references to, because that's what matters. The issue that happened in federal, the Supreme Court, there's going to be a separate case for that. But tonight, what I want you to pick up a pen and paper. I'll ask you: did you know that Ifeanyi Ejiofor sold Onyendu by giving affidavit to the appeal court, which he is not supposed to do so, in collaboration with Mike Ezekweme, shows you that he's purely working for Nigerian government. Now, this is number one. I want to pull up a tweet of Canon Takanot, I think yesterday. Is it yesterday? Before I go forward, I want to ask you, did you know? I just mentioned one. Now, this year again is a tweet from Canon Takanot, said disgrace at Mike Ezekweme Sam and at Ejiofor Bar. Where is update after today's visitation of Hatch Mazen Namdekan? That's the question. IPOB members to ask Ifeanyi and Mike, why did they withdraw HMMK application for bail and transfer to Kujo from their case file? You have a question to answer. Some of you don't understand what this entails. But our leader is still in DSS dungeon. They've been playing the game for so long. So application for Onyendu to be transferred from DSS dungeon to Kujo prison, then they withdraw that particular application from their case file without anybody knowing. And that question is in the public domain for him to answer. Now, I just asked a very fundamental question. The things I've just told you. Now, did you know he did not know anything about extraordinary rendition? Ejiofor was instructed on the 6th of July, 2021, that the case should be filed on extraordinary rendition, and he kicked against it. That he will continue with the terrorism charge that Nigerian government used trying Onyendu before assassination attempt 2017. Now, what I'm mentioning here is something I want you to do. This is number two. Did you know Ejiofor destroyed IPOB family members worldwide by issuing orders when he has not seen Onyendu? The first time Ejiofor visited Mazen Namdekan after the rendition was towards the ending of October 2022. So from Onyendu was rendition on July, ending of July, August, September, October, 4 months in the making. Ejiofor could not lay eyes on our leader, but Ejiofor was outside issuing falsification, like the memo he wrote that he read the SEC before they opened the so-called Umeri account. Right? Ejiofor didn't see Onyendu, but he was doing all these things because he already knew. They told him that Mazen Namdekan will not make it alive. This is something everybody must know. Now, did you know Ejiofor worked with the dead Buhari administration, also stole the wig of our eminent special counsel, Aloy Ejimako, because he did not want him to speak at the court, just to suffer Onyendu. That was the premeditated treachery. These are things. I think this is number 4. And some of you didn't know that the first person that kicked about Ejiofor to make sure I read the letter that Bruce Fem sent Ejiofor to withdraw himself from our legal team. Bruce Fem called for his withdrawal because of his conflict of interest, because he was facing criminal charge of defrauding a certain individual that I mentioned his name last week. I read that press release last week. I'm not going to go into those things now. Did you know Ejiofor, Ejiofor was the one sponsoring all the attack, blackmail on Onyendu families and Aloy Ejimako out of greed and envy and etc. Did you know that after Operation Fight Tom Dance, Ejiofor never went back to Bintayako's court to file for his client was missing. Instead, Ejiofor was granted interview, cashing out and picking up awards across board in the zoo arena. This is someone that says he's defending his client. You hear him give a granted interview, but he never pick up pen and paper to file a report that his client was missing. The day he brought that case, Bintaya could throw it away because it was not officially filed. He doesn't have a case filed. And he claimed that he's a lawyer. Did you know when IPOB was prescribed, he did absolutely nothing? Nothing. IPOB was prescribed. They did not contest IPOB when they have a gazette, falsified one. What is it called? To prescribe IPOB. But now today, because our special counsel, Barrister Ejiofor, Ejimako, and Barrister Ume is now doing the right thing, and now all the head get loose. Did you know that Ejiofor is surviving through IPOB mystery? That is why he's telling you that he's raising IPOB members. It's not. Because anybody that he told you he released we paid money for it. One last question is that let Ejiofor tell us how much he owns before he become IPOB lawyer. It's very, very important. And also, there's other stuff that I want to talk about, but it's very, very skin. And that Ejiofor is purely working with the enemy. That is why all the things you see happening to our leader, what he saw happen in the courts, every mistake that they have made is what we are seeing today. And that's what prompted me to say when I saw Canon Takano say that we're going back to the drawing board, I understood what he said. I'm not going to go into details of what happened in that court because it wasn't a particular program concerning that court case. I'm going to do a different program. This program is centered on Ejiofor to actually itemize what he has done on this era, because he's no longer IPOB. You know, he has got no affiliation with IPOB. He can run around in the court as a clerk, has got nothing to do with us, you know. But what I'm saying, in essence, is that everything that we have said here tonight is just clarity to people to understand, because he went on to the radio where they are mocking people and censoring people and sending people to go and kill people. He had all he said. I played his voice. That is why I have given you about 10 different things that you must take home with that Ejiofor has done. Ejiofor has done absolutely nothing since he became IPOB lawyer, in quote, through the back door. He came through the back door. And that was why in that interview, he said that Canon Takano wanted him dead, because Canon Takano questioned his legitimacy when they brought him, because that particular issue was first brought here in UK. Canon Takano came to UK here, I think on 9th of January 2016, when we held a meeting here. And that was when this man's name was mentioned. Then Obeta was still our lawyer then. That was what happened. He didn't know who Canon Takano was. Canon Takano went home, I think, 2017. That's when we saw him in our Faruqi Day when he was touring. So the main purpose is that just the blackmailing and what they have done is mind-boggling. But he knows, and they are not. You can see what happened the other day in the court on the 15th of this month, right? You could see them like plaques on the court. But I have a program because we need to go in depth analysis of what transpired after we now got the official verdict they have put out from the Seoul Supreme Court. And now we can be. There's so many stuff to talk about concerning it. But like I said, this program is dedicated to the man that have sworn that IPOB will not see the light of the day. And this is episode 2. You know, you see, this is a dilemma of a failed cricket lawyer, defining Ejiofor, and the truth about Ejiofor's in an age of lies. It is what I brought you tonight, and this is explicit and it is fact checked. everything we said here is clean. Like I said, everything we say on this platform remain to be something that our forebearer will come tomorrow and listen to and understand, because there is no need of trying to blackmail your fellow comrade or IPOB member under oath. AGO4 is not an IPOB member. If he's one, he should tell me where his zone is, because so far as last time I checked, he's an employee to IPOB. We are paying him, and they have done a lot without being known that he's a fake lawyer, because we have now fact-checked what he have done in the course of how many years, since 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 7 years later. He couldn't do nothing. 2017, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, before Onyendu was brought back, 5 years later, AGO4 could not file about the invasion of Onyendu in 2017 in Bindayako's court, but he was catching out with it, winning an award all over the place. So it is very, very important that our people understand the era we are in, because it is pertinent that we all pay attention to the reality. And when he came out and threatening our special counsel that he has crossed the Rubicon, hasn't said anything, because him and Ejimako are not equal. You know, in this life, one thing you must understand is that all fingers are not equal, and there's no comparisons between these two men in their area of career. If he's a quack lawyer, or I don't really have issues, but my problem is that you need to know your lead. It is very important to understand your position, because every single mistake that I have made, even though we knew that Onyendu have no case, now it's very obvious. That's why I say I'm going to dive into that particular, because I'm not done anything about the so-called Supreme Court judgment and all that. You know, people that were interviewed, we're going to play their voices, but I'm going to do that particular program in Biafra Radio. It's going to be official. This is Biafra Alpha Power Media, and this platform is solely for IPOB. It's an international platform, and it's for us to lay things to bear, to tell Biafran and the lovers of freedom what borders within IPOB is essential to us, and there's no propaganda or any prejudice whatsoever or maligning people, because whatever I said, I will give you evidence to back them up. That's what things we do best in everything we do. We fact check them. So every IPOB member must know one thing, that the agony that our leader is facing today in DSS dungeon, there are people that are causing that agony. Those that sold Mars and Nan can have a program that I'm going to come back to. In this particular interview, they asked him a question. He couldn't answer that question. He knew what happened to Onyendu. That is why when Onyendu was rendition, he was scared that they were going to arrest him. Your phone never saw Mars in Nan. After 4 months, Onyendu was brought back to the zoo. He didn't go and see Onyendu. July, August, September, October, almost 3 months. Yeah, within 3 months, he didn't see our leader. He didn't see Onyendu. But he was issuing underground, sending people, and they will come, they will falsify information. That's where people stay. That's what all this issue. Remember the radio when they said they told Simon Ekpa to take over the Biafra, former radio Biafra. They gave you a message, and he just said that he thank God that there's people like DOS, but they gave you a message to give the so-called leadership. He didn't give it to them. He went to Simon Ekpa and told him that Onyendu said take over the radio. Then he went back to the same people and told them that Onyendu said give them slots. What did I just tell you? This is a premeditated. This was what Nyanwo suggested. I could have lived with Obete. Obete will know that Obete has a true motive, is a politician from day one. I'm a scumbag, a douchebag that came from the back door. You see him in the court the other day, looking like a tomb. It is heartbreaking what this individual has done. But one thing is certain, that Onyendu Mazinanakanu knew. All these things that are happening is not happening by the side. Our leaders are aware. So this episode 2, like I said, I might come back on him again, or I might not. But this program still remains a tag on his head, because when he made a threat, we will tell you. When he made a threat on someone that you know that they are incomparable. There's no comparisons between a Jimako and a Jofo in their field. One particular thing in life, in any civilized world, when you apply for a job, first thing they will ask you, how do you handle pressure? He came to so-called Radio Biafra the other day saying that even though Onyendu did not approve him, that he restrained himself from saying things against Ejimako because of Onyendu. But the question you should ask him now, has Onyendu now authorized you to say things you said in the platform he built with his blood? That tells you all you need to know. That tells you all you need to know about Ejiofor. It is not a lawyer. A lawyer cannot come out and be talking about the confidentiality of between him and his client publicly when he has not been authorized to do so. He doesn't have it anywhere. That's a criminal offense. He can be sued for that. Because when someone is behind bar, the only person you have confidence on is the person that is your attorney or your lawyer or your solicitor, will depend on where you reside, as describe it to them. But when you came out and tell public that what you're saying here, Onyendu is not approve of it, and the people still listening to you. I want God to have mercy on our people. You see, my prayer is to God to have mercy on all of you. Like I said, before I came on air, there is a disturbing voice note I had from a woman. One of my members sent me this. I couldn't believe my ears. A grandmother on this era we are. And these people are the people that say they saw the war. I don't know. But let God have mercy on our people. That's all I have to say. And I thank all of you for listening. I will still put our leader's voice to you to listen to his lamentation over I don't know the word to ascribe to our people. But what is happening to us, I think Chukwu Kabiama in him in heaven knew that there's something fundamentally wrong with us until Onyendu said that we don't treat cancer. When we find cancer, we cut it out. There's no medication for it. Any place cancer get involved, that place must be chopped out. I never knew. But my instinct never failed me. For some of you, does not have direction or vision. If your leader, I want to say something here tonight. It's like a man, a father that went for a journey and he didn't return on that journey. I'll ask again. The first son of that family will represent his dad, but doesn't make him to take the position of his dad because his dad is still alive. But if there's any means of him communicating with his father, that will be his energy and force. And he must always align himself with whatever his father wanted. Because the job of a father figure is disciplinary and to make sure you, in the importance of what your father wishes are. If you're not doing that, that means you're doing yourself a disservice. For some of you said that Onyendu is now in DSS dungeon, that you want a new leader. So, if countries that have ever fought freedom in this world, that is those that have stood their neck, anytime they've been incarcerated, they now abandon that particular individual that have put in everything that he has worked for, including sacrificing his own two parents. Now we imagine with that. My question, what if that person you're projecting to be your leader tomorrow, something happened to him? What would he do? You have another leader without knowing what happened to the person that has been there, or have to fight to make sure and stand in the gap. Stand in the gap. That is your job. Because the oath we swore, Onyendu said, unless Biafra will not come, it's better that he will go into 6 feet deep. But today, Onyendu is in DSS dungeon. It's not dead yet. And some people are somewhere. What they're advocating for them is that they don't care about Mazen Nankan welfare anymore. They don't care. And you are asking why is the Nigerian government behaving the way they're behaving? They brought P2B, you jump on P2B. Any clown from anywhere make noise, you dance on their tune. Tell me who is going to take you serious. And this thing is more of those people that claim they saw the war. That's why I said this is the reason why we fell in 67 to 70. I will leave it there. But will continue to guide and protect. Some of us that still have our common sense. Common sense is not common. It is not common. I want to make this abundantly clear. And it is very, very, very depressing when you hear things from people that ought to know better. Trust me. I want to still protect and guide and protect our leader. That's most importantly, because as Onyendu have given us all the prophecies Mazen can have prophesied on this planet Earth, the only thing that remaining, he said, and I quote, that Biafra will be like a miracle. And nobody is going to give us Biafra. It will come. And how it will come, we don't know. And that is one thing that gives me joy. And second of all, that he still stand on the ground. He said, the day I think or dream of betraying Biafra, if Chukwuka Biama did not wipe out my entire generation, that means okay, does not exist. For some of you that are aspiring for something, you are not sure. That is why so many of you have incurred generational curse. The ones you people did in 67 to 70, your generations are still suffering for it. Up to now, you haven't learned anything. Don't you know what war? The word was power. Okay, he created this world with word. Do anything that come out of your mouth. Otherwise, our oath was very, very vital. I don't speak ill against my fellow comrades. Even those are not IPOB. My life, I don't know how to blackmail individual. Even though they're my worst enemy. What we want, our hands are clean. We just want what belongs to us. As simple as that. But sometimes I ask questions. Where did we go wrong? That one, and it's good enough from here.
People are lame. They are weak. I am struggling to count how many men there are in Biafra land. There are no more men left. Weak, docile, and imbecilic. Weak. I don't know how we can take such people to war. I don't know how we can take men who are not men into battle and win. I am ashamed. Very, very ashamed. Nonetheless, we must preach this very gospel because man did not ask us to come. Chukwu Abiama in heaven mandated that we should come. If not, that I was called to do this very work, I will not speak to any of you anymore. But Chukwu Abiama said this very gospel must be preached, and we must preach it. I have prayed since yesterday up until now. My request is very simple. The same prayer I made in secret, I will make out here in the open. Chukwu Abiama Biko, since it is your intention that your kingdom will be restored upon this very earth, I need men. I need men. I did not say boys. I said I need men. Those of them that you created to restore your kingdom, they should come forward now, not tomorrow, not next year. Chukwu Abiama. You must bring them now. I did not say tomorrow. Because the insult is too much. It is beyond what any human being can endure. We want to go and get Biafra, or we die in the process, because we are better off dead than witness some of this nonsense going on. The level of insult is beyond what any decent human being can tolerate. I was an Achinama. They bring their cattle into our land. They desecrate our land. They kill us in the presence of our families and nobody does anything about it. And when the police attend, the police sit idly by as people are being killed by not a multitude of people. Only 4. Only 4